inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture. Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture.
Are you live?
You ready? Yeah.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the Everything Agriculture Show. You're listening to Real Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Banky, and my other host, Yason Tafari, all the way in California. This evening, thanks for tuning in, and it's another Friday evening. I know you all could be doing any other thing, but you choose to tune in and sit around with us and see what we have to talk about. And on this Everything Agriculture Show this evening, we're having a guest around 8 o'clock, Victoria Baucom from St. Kitts, from the Riches of Earth Organic Farm over in St. Kitts Fig Tree. At the same time, we'll be talking about for 2025, a little bit of Alkebulan land, which we know not as Africa, but that was not the original name that was given to the Europeans then when they cut up in the Belgian conference and decided to steal everything and put it in their own name and whatever and rewrite history. But we know better, and as we realize, we ain't taking on them nonsense there. So let me say good evening to the folks in Orly and Liamiga. We always tend to use the name of the ancestors and keep it like that original. For those tuning in, that's St. Kitts and Nevis. Beautiful waters and fertile soil, which mean we should always got food to eat. We shouldn't be having all this junk of sickness where we're having people dying every day and all these things. So good evening to the folks in the neighboring islands, Sabre, Statia, St. Martin, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the BVI, also the folks over in Antigua and Barbuda, also in Bermuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the folks all the whole of the Windward, and all the folks right up to Grenada, and also our folks over in St. Lucia. We have some local guests from St. Kitts Nevis traveling down to St. Lucia, doing some tours and some farms and different stuff. So down there for a couple of days. So I hope when they come back, they have a different experience and a different outlook on how they see things practiced in different Caribbean countries compared to St. Kitts and Nevis. Also giving to the folks in the diaspora, North America, all the way up to Canada. I know it's winter time and a lot of blizzard happening throughout the U.S., up in New York, all along to Virginia and straight down to most of the U.S. and stuff like that. Also the folks over in the U.K., it's a different time zone, so it's in the morning. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in with us, staying up as late as possible so we don't take these things for granted, and all those who share your comment. Also, if you want to be a part of the show, the telephone number will be 1-869-662-7196. You call in. If you don't want to call and you want to leave a message, I can also read out the message, or you can leave a message on the Facebook or YouTube while we're on live. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us. So we have a lot to discuss this evening on the Tabasco SARS 2025, as we said, and our history, very important. And then we have our guests, where we have women in agriculture. So it's always can't do nothing without the other half. So it's important to highlight female, because when it comes to agriculture, it's not gender bias. All right. So Yason, how are you doing?
And I'm giving thanks and praises. It's a pleasure to be here on another edition of Everything Agriculture. looking forward to the discussion, looking forward to seeing and hearing the voice of Victoria and Sydney, two persons who I would have worked with very closely and synced before I left. And so it would be like catching up, catching up and good old times. So I look forward to the discussion and getting some updates on what's happening with their farm and what's happening over there, and get some idea of what's happening on the ground and think it's Nevis. So I'm always happy to be on the program, to be able to get these updates and find out what's happening on St. Kitts and Nevis, especially where agriculture is concerned, and see how and where and what I can do to fit in and help to improve and take this agricultural industry to the level that I could manfully say it used to be, and we can
Yes.
even take it further than that. Because a couple of weeks ago we would have heard of stories with Wally Wade, and we would have heard from Willie Dorr and these people who would have spoken of the type of serious agro industries we would have had back in those years. And
Yes.
we are still the same land mass, still the same size of land. And so if it was done then, it means that it still could be done now. The only thing that has changed is the will and the consciousness of the people. And so this is what we seek to do on a weekly basis, as much as possible. Keep the consciousness alive, keep the topic of agriculture alive in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and seek to encourage and empower our people to get involved in the agro industry. So I'm looking forward to the discussion.
One of the things I want to touch base and say, Yasan, is that we brag that we are such educated people, and we boast of over 98% literacy and academics and stuff like that. But at the same time, we, we as human beings, the food that we eat is our energy. You see what I mean? Our fuel is just like a car or a truck that use diesel or gas, or whether it's electrical car but are solar powered. That's the energy. It's the same thing. We eat in the food to extract the nutrients, and that's why when COVID was going on, we speak so much at having a nutritionist and a part of the panel, but no one listened. Encouraging backyard farming as much as possible, encouraging the schools up to now, the schools them to have all garden up to now, these things that are put in place. Today I had a visit from someone from overseas, and in the medical field, and all they're talking about what the practices of them moving to is agriculture, because the medical industry is just such of a lie. When you hear somebody in the medical industry telling these things, coming from a big environment in the US and stuff like that, and telling how it is such a lie and all about money, and the doctors and the pharmacy and all them partner together to sell their drugs and to keep you hooked on the drugs and to take it every day for the rest of your life. It's like I say, well, you can't be speaking this guy, you won't get killed because you in the professional, you're coming out saying these things. You say, well, that's where I live. You see what I mean? These are real things we're here talking to them, but me and Yas and they know we're talking about, because it's the picture that they see. Can remember we was always be fighting within our society, as
And
because
what
of
make
how
it
we look.
worse, I was just about to say that. It's not just
Of
to,
course,
it's to Rasta man coming and talking about
of
these things.
course,
You know how they look at
of
Rasta,
course.
the Rastafari already. So
Well,
it makes it even
we'll never forget,
challenging. So it's always good
Yes,
when we could hear from some of these other people who don't necessarily look like us, and people who they may
yes,
want to tend to look up to and give more credence to
yes,
speak on these things.
yes.
So it strengthens, a bit of what we are preaching and have been preaching over the years, and seemingly like it's falling on deaf ears. And so I am grateful when I do get those opportunities to encounter such people and hear, the things that they utter, and some of the things that, we are really preaching to our people to zoom in and focus on. And there's so much things, like we're in a position where one of the things that we can do on St. Kitts and Nevis is zoom in on that fact that many of us are not necessarily into so much of these chemicals, and we can zoom in and speak to tap into that market that looks for more chemical free or organic produce, so that when you grow what you grow, when you get that sort of certification, then your product automatically falls into a higher grade and a higher pay scale, so to speak. But I mean, and apart from the pay scale, we're talking about the pay scale, which would be the value added for the farmer. But we're talking about also at the same time your health and wellness. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be eating more organic, then it also means that you're putting yourself in a position to be healthier and living longer lives and be more productive citizens in the community that you reside in. And so these are things that we seriously have to consider. And I don't even want to say consider, because we're at a stage right now where we have passed the consideration stage. We really have to be taking serious action. We 2 years ago we were talking about um, meeting the 2025 by 25 agenda. We are now in
Yes.
2025. We almost you could almost say we're almost at the end of 2025, because the year just started yesterday, and we're now in the middle of February, not in the middle, almost at the end of February. And just
Yes.
now you hear March, and then you hear people start singing Christmas carols again. And so we, and whilst that is going on, in terms of what we know as farmers and professionals in that industry, we know based on what we are seeing, it would be almost miraculous if some serious investment is not placed into agriculture for us to even come close to meeting that agenda. And that is
Us,
kind of
when you say
sad.
us, which area you mean? Which part? St. Kitts and Nevis. Which one you going by? Which place? Both? Which one?
Good
Because last week
question.
we had the director on the show, we had Randy Elliott on the show last week, and then we had the Prime Minister make a speech. Well, he was on the next radio station, and and he spoke about 2025. So I'm gonna address the comparison, and the whole general public gonna realize this is like oil and water. This is really now mix. so we'll get into
Well,
that.
that is something I would really love to hear a bit more about.
Yes.
Sorry, because also in remember, I'm not on the ground, but when I do listen to that's where I get most of the information from, whether it's listening to the talk shows or the presentations and so on. And I could hear, based on what I am seeing and hearing from the presentations from whether it's the government or the folks in the ministry and so on, you can see and hear a lot more things happening on St. Kitts than is happening on Nevis in that regard, in terms of the 25 by 25 agenda, and generally in terms of the field of agriculture. And so that is something that for me is a bit concerning as well, that we're not seeing the kind of efforts. And the thing is, it is so critical for us. I mean, sometimes I tend to chalk it up this way, Banky, that maybe because of the fact that the focus, so to speak, is on food security versus food sovereignty, that because of the fact that we don't have a immediate threat, so to speak, of the containers not coming in to full up the shelves of the supermarket, that it is not deemed as much of a crisis to those who are in authority, because to them, when they think of food security, it is more of not being able to get food. And
But your
the
son, but money could
definition of
eat. What you
food
mean?
again,
But you could steal down your money. The millions can be stewed down and into soup and fried rice and turkey, and changing different meat form. What are you
Well, you
talking
see,
about? We're really saying money can
so if
eat.
you're looking at it that way, Banky, if you're looking at it that way, that is maybe the way they're looking at it because
Of
they know that
course.
they're in a position with the money, so they can go to the
Yes, they could eat
supermarkets
it.
to buy it. And so
No,
they
no, they're gonna eat it.
ensure,
They're gonna eat the money. They don't have
no,
to go
no,
to the
no,
supermarket. They're gonna just
no,
eat
no,
the money.
I'm being realistic. So this is what they're doing. They know that
Of
they're in a
course, that's what it
position. So
is.
that is why they also,
That's it.
that's why also the efforts is more placed on seeking to find
Buy
ways
bad food.
to
Bad food.
not
Poison
right,
yourself. Kill off
right.
yourself.
Because they try their best to help out these people who are bringing in the food from
That's
overseas,
funny.
whatever
That's
concessions
how
or
smart
whatever
they
it is they
be.
need to do to ensure to make sure that they continue. Because as I said, it seems as if it's more food security. And food security for
Yes.
them means the country. So if when that becomes a problem is when, let's say for example, maybe a war break out or something and the ships them can't come in, and maybe the Dominica boat can't come in and the St. Vincent boat can't come in, and so like during COVID time and so when that is considered a crisis because the food is not on the shelf. So until it really becomes to that level, I'm not seeing that effort really to really reduce that import bill. And sometimes also too, I wonder if it's not because we're in this kind of political, I mean, position that we're in, because at the same time, some of these same people who have these supermarket ventures and big cooperatives and corporations and so on are the ones who are investing in the campaign funding for some of these politicians. So
True.
is it that they feel that they have to still do something for these people to ensure that these people business thrive, because that is how they're gonna
Okay.
get their $100,000
All
or the
right.
$1 million on the side. Yes.
So what we're getting from this is that our society prefer to bring in is like you get apple. Though that will go to the store and buy. Those apples over a year old. They look nice. You don't know how the age on most of those foods comes in here. They're not fresh. You see what I mean? They are months. So even some of those chicken is 20 years old or more. You understand? A lot of stuff that we're eating, we don't know how fresh it is. And then our leaders and those we put to manage our country still work along with these businesses that bring in food and all this stuff, and diff- even the salmon that people tend to love to eat, those are GMOs. Those are not real, you understand, the original salmon. Those are things are GMO, and people eat it like all these different stuff. Our food that we eat have changed so much, and it's cheaper to bring in something overseas that is cheap, don't care whether it is good for you, how nutritious it is, what is the nutritional value that is content is in that fruit or that meat source and stuff like that. You see what I mean? And it is sad. That's why I keep saying any politician or anyone who want to get up to and for government office, if they cannot speak on agriculture and the environment and all these things, I don't care the portfolio is. Nobody should take them serious because they're only saving themselves. And if you're gonna make sure food is grown properly, it means you have to protect the environment and all this thing at the same time. You see what I mean? So you must do things holistically. If you're not doing these things and thinking about it on this conscious level along this time in a small place such as, I mean, 36 square mile and 68 square mile, how serious can we be? This our history month, and it is said they give you different stories, and is agriculture is the purpose of all this enslavement and stuff going on through the world. And okay, look at this to show you how something is definitely wrong with our leaders, yeah, son. Cause this is history month, so we have shift up and down the place. Since last year and before, I've been I tend to take observation wherever I drive go, and realize, but this is up in Hamilton area by the mill. All right. I realized there was something going on by the mill, like we can have a cistern there and different stuff like that. And I realized they're fixing it up. So I said, okay. I just observing what going on. Then I see different expats and you know what I mean, them white folks that we call expats, expatriates, whatever, hanging around the mill and boom, 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 and wherever I monitor. Now I realize got more works going on now. They're putting up signs and ropes and blocking off areas. You know what I mean, like for safety reasons and different stuff and labeling and all this. And I said, okay, tourism. I wonder if tourism doing all these things. We'll get on with tourism coming here. Nothing about these things. But when they're skipping the eye, just observation. But the farm, everybody gonna come on the farm, the same experts, and everybody gonna come on the farm and they gonna speak. And it's the farm. They started speaking about the vanilla farm, and they have now taken over the estate, the mill, and wherever, and gonna pour cafe and gift shop and all these things. So you understand what's going on, right? Now our local heritage is just in the hand of expatriates. We're beautiful people, I say this thing, something without, so why tourism can't deal with these things? You understand? Why tourism can't handle this thing? Why can't the cabinet handle this thing locally or give this thing to a regular native to handle these things and set up these things? Why give it to somebody else? Whether they volunteer their service, whatever, I go around picking up paper, because I love to pick up paper, and I'm not phased by picking up paper, because I pick up paper too. So a lot of places where they come from, filthy, and they don't pick up paper where they come from. So I'm just saying the gimmicks that is brought here around us where we accept this nonsense. And I want the people to go and inquire about these things, and the Minister of Culture and the cabinets and all those, and the opposition and them in St. Kitts and Nevis, all over in St. Kitts, because so things happen in St. Kitts too. Because we're giving away our land, we're giving away our we call it our mills, local resources that our ancestors is said to work and enslave on and all these things for the same people, and give the same people in charge of these things to have a cafe, to plant sugar cane, juice sugar cane you to drink. Boy, you could laugh after this, because these things have to be gimmicks. So you see, we don't want to get involved with agriculture, but yet others coming around and the same vanilla is our vanilla. These things are in our mountain. These not imported vanilla, these are we vanilla, So these are things we can do, but we don't care. So other people gonna come and show you how stupid we are. I mean, I vex with them neither. Because we are the one who giving away our things. So I'm not vex with a soul. I'm just exposing our idiot and wicked ways to ourselves and our generation who gonna be here after. Because are we doing these things to ourselves in the virgin? In the name of money. Money. And this thing don't make no sense, virgin. So we got to highlight all these things. So we come and this and they were going on in this month, our month. So people passing and so what's going on. Yeah, some local going to get some work to do. So they're going to feel like they're getting a little contract and whatever. But the bigger picture is who going to be managing these things. I want them to fence it completely and charge the locals 10 years to go inside there. That's what I want them to do. No, for real. Because it's our people doing these things, Virgin. You see what I mean? So we got to lead by example. So we don't have the interest. So what's going to happen down the road? These supermarkets around here are going to start put up the greenhouses, and they're not going to buy from the farmers and them. What you see, everything I say, I'm not going to manifest. And it don't start manifest anyway. Because food going to be the most expensive commodity there is in the right now. So I say for who going to be crying about the cost of food.
Banky, we see these things, and when we analyze these things, I mean, it fits into the topic for this evening, because apart from agriculture, we're also talking Alkebulan history. It's Black History Month. Black History Month is Alkebulan History Month. A lot of what we are seeing being played out is as a result of some of what many consider us to delve into too much, because that's one of the criticisms of Rastafari, that we're always talking about the past, and we're always talking about Africa, and we're always talking about the things that happened in the past. But as we're in Alkebulan History Month, and as also they would have recently pardoned Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, one of his quotes is always saying that people without a knowledge of their past is likened to a tree without roots. And that is kind of what we are experiencing today, and that is why some of the things that we're experiencing today is as a result of some of these things in the past. we would have heard of the Willie Lynch letters. And I think even though there are some who claim that Willie Lynch was not a real person, and they claim, that these documents that were created and so on, I still look at it this way. I say whoever penned that, they were very accurate in terms of the analysis of the story, because that is what we are seeing today. We are distrusting each other, and we continue to do that, and that is what we see played out. Don't trust each other. Don't invest in your brother and sister, but invest in those others. So you can do it, but we will let somebody else do it. Or we will not allow you to do it, because if you do it, you're gonna get too big and you're gonna get too rich, and so that
Yes.
crab in a barrel mentality is still a part of our psyche, and that is why some of these things still play out. I mean, I don't I respect any agro development, and yes, the folks who might have embarked on the vanilla project might be expats. Um, they might be using vanilla strains that we have here in our mountain, but a part of that is due to our ignorance as well, because we have it around
Yes,
and
I.
we might not even know that it was vanilla. Somebody came and is kind of pointing it out and seeking to develop the industry. It's an industry, and the way I would look at it, it may be then something for us, because there's a huge market out there still. So it might be something for somebody else now to see, well, oh, we have this, and see somebody take it up. Well, let's set up one too. The problem with that is, and this is where the distrust each other and trust each other point comes in. You the local might not necessarily get the support and showcase that is given by those who are at the helm, right? Because
Yes.
let's use perfect example for here. I've seen a lot of commotion going around the grape farm also on Cades Bay,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And big thing that wine made on Nevis, and even though, well, sorry, wine created for Nevis, because I think it was bottled and done in some other country, was launched in some other Sembats or something like that. However,
Mm-hmm.
we have people on the island who are making wines. I mean, for a number of
Of
years, we are
course.
people like Big Show and them man who have been for years doing. But who from the agro industry or
You have
from that
shoot and
kind
all the
well
man from
now
Bone Hill
show the kind of
and
show
different
the kind of
parts.
interest to help to support these guys so that they could get to that point, and that's what we're talking about. So not just look at when an expat come in and start a venture, and you want to say you give, but what about also supporting your own who are already in that? And that is one of the reasons to why, as much as we're gonna slide into different topics as well, as much as I have not much of an issue with the Tabasco project, for, for example, but I still have
Mm-hmm.
that point where I think that instead of seeking to try to develop Tabasco, or to even not develop but support Tabasco, a lot more efforts could have been placed into helping to get our local brands to get to the level where Tabasco is, so that we could be competing, our brands could be competing with Tabasco on the shelf. And so, but it comes down to the psyche, and that is why those who are at the helm is who we have to really, seriously assess. And they may find it um, challenging because of their political issues. But for us, this goes way beyond politics. So when we speak and we address these issues, it's nothing personal in relation to these politicians. It's just that they happen to be holding the seat and the positions in these places where they are responsible to address these things
Yes,
that we
son.
have concerns over. And so
I gonna
we
keep
would
it
always be
consistent all the
passionate.
time. I
Uh-huh.
got ask keep it consistent because for self we can do things ourselves. Our natural resources and our heritage should always be in charge of us. Us, the native, not those who come and say them are resident. No, natives. And you have to put things and certain things as coming to invest. You cannot take up certain type of investment either. You cannot get certain land in certain areas either, because there ain't no people local that know up in Hamilton Mountain got land. And you're still going to be issuing, and it's alleged that these same people still get up to 6 acres of land. Allege me say, I say allege. You see what I mean? So who giving all these ones to the people all this land? Not even locals end up there in the mountain of farm and to get land in the name as a list on the government. So how these other people so special? I tell you, the problem with these people coming in is our people. Mark, but Mali, I would say our educated fools are the educated one, them, because they got their big degree and all these things, but they give away our land because of money. And sip coffee and teas and eat cheese and all these things and whatever and all these things and get a Coke to drink and a Sprite and they feel good and whatever. And a little gift here and there. Me not in them things the bread drain. When me go to a place, nobody have me no drink, I'm not to drink. Me good, me I'll go water in my hand. So this thing don't bother me. Because I feel that a drink is nothing. So when people offer you these things to warm you up, I always say no, because I understand people behavior. You understand? Something is definitely wrong with us, brethren. Definitely. The general public are wanting to drive up Hamilton, see the work going on up by the mill, and ask question what's going on there, and ask if it's I want to be wrong. If it's tourism department, take the Ministry of Tourism or whatever, taking over the mill and fixing up all these things, and what are the plans, and if they're gonna fix the road, what are these plans? These are what I want to know answers. Because I drive the morning, noon, and night, and I've been observing. Wherever I go observe, I see what's going on. You understand? Because that's just me. Me not act blind because it's our people are the problem, Virgin. Our people are the problem. You know what I'm saying? Our people who put to lead do not love us. They love others and money more than they love themselves. You see me? But me love food. So when they're hungry, they don't call my phone, because they could keep the money. You see, they call my phone. You see, let them go plan food too, since they're bright. You see, because you go over on the Tabasco sauce. You send something in the chat about the Tabasco sauce and stuff like that. And with a presentation by Mr. Steve Reed and the young lady, Shaki. Big up Shaki for convincing Steve too. But I was surprised that Steve was talking about the he said the documentary, the tape, that he's the Nevis representative for the Tabasco sauce, for the growing of the tobacco, the pepper trials and stuff like that. But you're in charge of such a project, a national project, and those that you under your realm at Indian Castle, you're all dead. You understand? I want everybody to go look at that interview, and you're going over Cades Bay. Big up Dwight Brown, big up Dwight, big up Tilak, the supervisor on the estate, and big up Star Black, who assists work along with Tilak and the other workers out there at Cades Bay. And the gentleman who is in charge of the same project, the same Tabasco sauce project, in Nevis, the growing crop, have at Indian Castle all dead, and they gone over by the next man place with the second well. Suppose do it, them let me take care of them one. But where they go? Go have this discussion about the Tabasco sauce. And then you're comparing over in the rain zone, better, that's why over there produce, and the next part dead then. That's the excuse. Virgin, I don't deal with failures and excuses. And that is where the department now going away. When you have people making excuses, you are the chief extension, and you say one area is a dry zone. Well, Virgin, I don't prove that to the whole world. People with PhD say nothing could go down there. What is hot pepper to grow? What is hot pepper to grow, Virgin? Anything can grow at Indian Castle. Avocado tree down there grow. What does it never could grow? Gooseberry down there grow. Banana down there. Everything down there grow. Thousands and thousands. The most food that come out of agriculture department comes out under my care from Indian Castle. They say nothing to grow. The most transport and people come down in the Hanley's Road since I was down there for the last couple of years. Nobody come down there more than has race. They come to visit the farm. And they are bald to pay to come into the farm. Bank, you want to pay to come in. This is me free. The general public are bald to pay. And you're going to have a national project. I was the technician that traveled to Southern University. And because I was part of that delegation, that's where they put Nevis was a part to get a part of this project. Whenever they come to Nevis, I'm the one who set up for them to come over. They only call me and say, Bank, you in Nevis. They come into Nevis. I'm the one who would get the call from Sinky to organize all the setup to meet with the minister and whoever and agriculture. I do all these things. I was asked, I don't have to tag along to go sit and meet and discussion with them. They have nothing to do with me. Them things don't excite me. I don't have to go lunch with them. I'm offered all those stuff. My belly is full because I was raised by my mother. So food and excitement, all these things. And being around and in a meeting, they have nothing to do with me. I do my part, set it up, and people love me like that. But when they come back to me and they're gonna ask, well, Banky, what happened to Indian Castle? I mean, they're gonna ask, is my reputation, brethren? So when the minister and his best friend failing these things and said these are just a trial, but brethren, trial don't supposed to fail. Go the crap. Whether no part in Nevis you can't go nothing, virgin. So when you're gonna fail that Tabasco sauce down at Indian Castle and over by a next man one, which part Dwight and them set up really nice and act like I'm making excuses when you're using weed whacker Indian Castle. Well, use your chemical where you want to use your herbicide. That's my technique, you know. You not got to go your crap up, me go the crap. You see what I'm saying, yes, son? If me I go and I use herbicide, I use a weed whacker and mold and whatever, and you want to use herbicide, use your own technique as a chief extension officer, as one who understands going off crap. You don't make excuses. Carl, you saying these excuses. And those who understand farming would just turn out, wouldn't even want to hear about that interview. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have these things highlighted so easily, Virgin. And I know the director and the minister is ashamed when they see that video. You cannot speak like that and making excuses about the dry and what is that? I was there, Virgin. I did everything
Well,
along the black and the crops.
for me, I took the twist of looking at in more recent times, especially because
Yes.
we have been on the platform here, begging and pleading for the PRO aspect of the agriculture department to be more visible and start to, go out and put out more information and so on. And I must commend the efforts of whoever is at the helm of that department, as in more recent times I would have seen a couple of videos and so on from them. And that is how I saw that one as well. I just saw it as another effort to at least sensitize and inform the public a bit on what is happening with that project. I am really happy that we got a little bit of information. I would really love to talk to the minister and or maybe the PS and St. Kitts to get a little bit more clarity on some things where
We'll try to get on the
the
PS
project is
sometime maybe next month or so when they get chance.
okay. Is concerned because, like, for example,
Yes.
I love the fact that I'm hearing that it would not necessarily be an issue for other farmers to get the
Yes.
seeds or get the variety and so on, because based on the interview with Mr. Reed, he was
Yes.
saying that Tabasco have their own specific recipe. So even though
Yeah,
you
but
may
I
be
was
growing
surprised
the
about
peppers
that
and
too.
using the peppers, yeah, I was very surprised.
Yes.
I thought it would have been an arrangement where the
Of
strain would
course.
have been sort of protected and so on. But
Yeah, because
since that's not the case,
those are the Urbanus strain.
right? So since that's not the
Yes.
case, I was happy to hear that. Um, and the other concerning thing for me though was the price mentioned, the price that he mentioned that they're going to be paying for pound for the peppers, and habanero is a very expensive pepper. That kind of price. So
Yes.
I would really love a little bit more clarity where that is concerned. But the project, I think it as long as it is all the kinks are dealt with and so on, and the pricing and so on is sorted out, it provides a good opportunity for some local farmers if they're interested, because one, the pepper might not get as much lick as like from the monkeys, um, and if you have a guaranteed, if it seemingly will offer a guaranteed market, so that's two good pluses for the farmers, and it also opens up the door for even people who are not necessarily maybe full-time farmers and might just be a backyard garden and may have a little quarter acre land or a piece of land that they could get into and they could just grow that specific crop and then, take it into marketing and so on, whatever arrangements will be made. So I look at some of those possibilities. However, like I said, for me, um, I love the opportunity that is made as a result of that, and it gives you, the opportunity to liaise with an international company. You might learn some techniques, you might learn some skills. At least you open up the market to trade with the US and so on. However, I would have thought that we would do much better with seeking to empower our own um, pepper producers, whether it's Llewellyn, whether it's Brimstone Flavors, whether it's whoever else making pepper sauce on the island, develop some pepper sauce that is now also competitive with Tabasco, or maybe Tabasco might even want to link up with one of these companies or something and put them on their shelves or something like that. Those are some of the things that I would love to be able to see, so that our brands are also channeled out of here and into, so that industry, not just for Tabasco, but now we develop a pepper industry overall,
Yes,
so that many more of our locals can benefit from that. So that's the kind of thinking that I'm
yes.
hopeful that we would get into. Yes.
What we need do way forward, and with the everything agriculture show, we don't deal with failures, and we deal with accountability, because we deal with taxpayers' money, and I hold myself at a high standard. So wherever I walk, you drive past Hasfords, you can see on your right or on your left, there's a farm there now. Before you would know there. Now you could say there's a farm. You can't drive there without turning your head. Can the farmer pull your head? How it is laid out. The banana trees looking lovely. They continue taking off the crop. The coconut trees, them looking lovely, what I left there. And that is how you do things. When you set up something and leave it set a standard, those who do they understand what to do. So I must commend the penny and them for continue taking care of the bananas and the coconut trees that is there. That is what you do. You have nothing with where you have water there. You have nothing to do with which part on the island you are. And it goes back to when I was at Indian Castle and when Mr. Jeffers was the Minister of Agriculture, when the Taiwanese ambassador, Mr. Michael Lin, when he walked around the whole 40 acres, and he said, I am ashamed, I'm disappointed of the Eco Park. And I understand why. It's the same thing with everything that is turned over to our country when it comes to a next person, a next culture dealing with it and making money off of it and keeping it in mint condition. Once handed over to us, it's like we don't care. Those monies that the people invest in is their country's money, their citizens' money, the same with taxpayers' money. And when you
Yeah.
hear an ambassador speak like that and a minister making excuses for his people not taking care of something, you understand?
That's
Then
shameful,
they
man.
know how stuff's supposed to be. How can you and then you take Indian Castle, you take a project like the hot pepper sauce and everything gone on the drain. I mean, really? And people are get paid? People are get paid. And the cabinet and you're telling me who feel good about these things? Which citizen can feel good about these things about Indian Castle and about the hot pepper project? It's just failure upon failure upon failure. This is the reality. So I have to always big up them guys at Cades Bay who done such a wonderful job. We have nothing to do with Cades Bay in a rain zone because we are not fall out there all the time. You have to do the management system of the crop. And when the people making excuses who working in an environment for over 25 years, brethren, you still make excuse of just growing some hot pepper. Those are pepper ain't no difference than growing our season peppers or bell peppers or tomato or melon or anything. It's just management systems. That's all it is. If you see where those crops growing in Louisiana, the soil red. Me wonder, and like I said, me say, what red are there? And what you think happened? The peppers them full of fungus because the overwatering. How they have it set up is just like you have 5 acres of peppers plant and you have them on one drip line. So if you want to water plant one, you have to turn off all your drip line them. I never seen nothing like that. Well, and this is a billion-dollar company. I had to tell them now you have to arrange the irrigation setup, everything to put on a timer and get a proper water system. They have a water tank with a generator, pull water out. Stone age things. You see what I mean? So when you're coming, so if you're coming from a small place and we're traveling and going to a bigger place where you think somebody is multi, the way they're going to think is prematurely. You see what I mean? So you tend to overwater and all these things and stuff like that. So that's going to happen. So with the PS and diagnosing the crops and stuff and giving them advice how to control the fusarium disease and stuff like that. You see? So these are the reality when it comes to a management system. You have nothing to do how big your company is. You have to do how manage the crop and all these things. But yes, son, the Prime Minister was
Yeah,
on
man.
talking about the 2025. Okay, and he mentioned about all this stuff they're giving away in St. Kitts and all this different stuff. We had the director here last Friday speaking about the 2025 and also on the agriculture open the coming up and the events and stuff. And his truth is like oil and water. You want to understand one giving away, the next one is talking about something totally. You understand what we're really going on here is no comparison. So I'm trying to wonder if this is St. Kitts and Nevis, this is yes.
It, it's 8 o'clock now, a couple of minutes after 8. So our guest should be waiting to get in. I think I could hear some of their voices in the background. But before we get into our guest Victoria and Sydney, I'll just take a little bit of time to mention those who are on the wall. As you know, usually we take time out to pay attention to the wall and respond to the comments and questions and so on as they come in, because we
Definitely.
value your participation and your time with us. So we have Evan Jeffers saying good evening all. Evan Jeffers again saying good evening, cousin Yasan. Locked in over there in England. She said it was sometime after 11, I think, in England now. So it's
Okay,
evening time for her.
4 hours ahead.
Yeah. We got G.G. Williams Keith. So we have nobody else to blame but ourselves because we don't support each other. We support each other too much, probably in a barrel mentality. She said,
Yes,
ask
sir.
Mark. Then she said, yes, Banky, I'm with you on that. Ruthlin Hill said, good evening all. Gigi Williams Keith. Seems the people only have time to mind each other's business. She says, Banky, you are a treasure. When you put people in position, be
Wow. How do I come in?
because I think when you put people in position,
Just click on the
because of
link,
quality.
Victoria.
Huh?
You click on the link already that I sent you?
Yes.
But I can't see your video. Is your camera
We're
on?
hearing the voice, but we're not seeing.
We're hearing your voice, but I can't see you.
Let me see. So should I mean I see a camera here. Should I click on this camera?
Exactly.
Yeah. Click on it
Let me
and see what happens.
What happened?
And see what happened.
Nothing.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
If anything,
wait.
log out and click come back in and see what happened.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Just a little patience and everything will work itself out. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Just log out,
And in the
exit off and
meantime,
exit and come back in.
for those who may want to call in to be a part of the program, the number is 1-869-662-7196, 1-869-662-7196, and that's on WhatsApp. So you can hit us up and you want to make an input, you want to say something or add your contribution to the program. Tonight we are looking forward to talk with Victoria Baucom and Sydney out of Gut, to be exact, in St. Kitts. Gut, halfway through St. Kitts, and so
Yes.
we're looking forward to that conversation. If we find that the video might be a challenge and we just might have to work with the audio, it might be okay. Because
I don't know why the video now come up.
but I think as long as you log out, if she logs out, log out, and then log back in, I think she should be
I can see it
pretty
on
much.
the screen, but y'all can't see me, huh? Y'all
No,
can't
we're not
see.
You can
seeing
see
you.
us?
Yeah, I can see y'all.
That's
Oh
funny.
goodness.
Well, Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But I guess
No, we want to see you on we want to see you on Sydney. We want no one we want to see you on Sydney
Okay,
too,
okay.
smiling
I
and
don't
laughing.
And that.
wait a minute. Let's
It
see.
should
Now, is there something on here that I'm supposed to be
no. Once
uh
you click on, just so you're seeing us, we're supposed to see you the same way. That's how it works.
all right, let me
You
go
know.
back again. Let me go.
Yes. Yes, son. Just want to thank those who tuning in and Real Entertainment Network on this Friday evening. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. We just been speaking a little bit on the Tabasco sauce, different topics. The what's going on up by the Hamilton Mill, as this is our history month and seem to have some different stuff going on there. Just pass by, see what's going on, ask some question. Maybe I'm not sure if it's tourism department handling it. It's under our care, but some question need to be asked about that, and also the management system of what's going on right now when it comes to the Tabasco SARS project, because it seemed like half of one area did not purchase and the next on one side. So I got to continue big up the Department of Agriculture, which in the area of Caseby and the Dwight Brown Care, and you have the supervisor Tilak and Star Black, along with the other staff that is over there doing such a wonderful job. If it wasn't for them, yes, son, we might not have any peppers. And
Do you
the
hear me?
director also
Can you
talk
hear
about
me?
it.
Do you see me
Yes, we can
now?
hear you, but we can't.
no, we're not seeing
No,
you,
we
but
ain't seeing
we're
you.
hearing you.
You'll be able to see yourself. You'll be able to see yourself also once the camera is up. You'll be able to see yourself the same
But
way.
I see myself.
Really?
Okay,
Yes, I'm
You
again.
hear me?
Yeah.
Maybe she need to open it in Chrome if she has Chrome on the device. I don't know what
In
device she's
Chrome.
using.
I'm on both now. I'm on the phone and on the computer.
Oh wow, what's going on here? This is
Like,
interesting. Eh?
Oh
We never, we,
goodness.
ne- we
This is
never,
something.
we never hear. Let me send.
But you can hear me.
Yes, we're
Can hear
hearing
you
you guys loud and
clearly,
clear.
of course, loud and clear. Okay.
But okay, it said that when I was trying to log in, it asked me did I want the front camera or the back camera, and I said the front camera. Should I have said
Well,
that?
try the back and I didn't know about the front and the back. I'm not sure about the part there, but if the front will show you, see what the back camera say. If the back camera may show us, I'm not sure how that works. So press on the back camera. If the back camera see us, at least I want the guests to see you in Sydney. See how your young faces and jolly and stuff, all jolly and stuff like that.
Can you see me now?
No,
No,
we're not seeing.
nope.
Oh.
We may just have to apologize for this show, Banky, and then maybe next time organize
no, but
to
we can hear you.
probably have them on a
Yes.
little bit earlier so that we could start out those things. But
Okay. What
at
we'll
least we're
do, we
hearing
can
you
probably
guys.
start the interview, and when I will come back, I will probably can try to start out if anything. When he went to step out, the technical guy, he has went out the house, so we can probably start the interview, and when I will come back, then we can get it figured out. But I would really love the audience, the viewing audience, to see who is speaking and stuff like that. Okay. But Sydney, Victoria, good evening and welcome to Everything Agriculture Show. Sorry about the little technical difficulties. I mean, how you all doing? And the log back out?
Seems as if they're gone again.
Okay. Yes, and so also this evening we'll have two books to give away. Cash's Queen by my good friend the author. She's into finance. Davisha Tomlinson. I mean, beautiful book. Cash's Queen, which every house should have one of this book. It's we tend to say Cash is King, but this is Cash is Queen. So we'll have a few questions, and you'll get a chance to win this book. It's a good read, not because it's a Cash is Queen. I mean, male can read it, an adult. It is well put together, yes, with different signs and different stuff where you know it will draw your attention and encourage you to read because
Yes, You got it. You got it.
What?
Okay, thank you.
Oh
So,
goodness.
All right.
Oh,
so
you
no, 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 no. Right.
Okay, nice.
Perfect.
Okay, good,
okay.
good, good, good,
Perfect.
good.
Wow. You know
Yes.
what happened?
Okay,
I was trying to get you
beautiful.
on my computer, and the computer, for some reason, it doesn't work
Yes,
well. So now that I'm
I
on
All
got
a
you.
right.
phone, okay, we good.
Yes, yes. Well,
All
Sydney just
right.
need to sit next to you and stop standing over you and come up under you so we can see Sydney nice. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
So,
Good
Well,
afternoon.
adjust,
Good night.
I
adjust
see
the
half a
camera a
I
little
see
bit
half
now.
a Sydney face. Twist the camera a
Adjust the
little
Yeah.
bit
camera
over
a
to
little bit so we
Sydney
can
so
see
I'm getting.
Sydney's face.
Okay. You see
Okay,
his face
perfect.
Okay.
better?
Wonderful.
Great, great. Yeah, man, beautiful.
Okay.
You
Great,
all in
great.
aging at all. I need a recipe. So to stay
All
just
right.
as young as you guys.
You know what? And
Huh?
you just make me feel so good because March 3rd, I'll be 72.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
You ain't looking nowhere close to
72
that.
young.
I
That is
feel
right
great.
there.
I'm telling you. And I'm glad that I'm
You
on everything agriculture because this is what I'm really happy that you invited us. This is my Sabbath. So normally I
okay?
don't do things like this, but because we're
Yes.
talking about health, wellness, and how to stay healthy, that's something that we can do tw
Yes.
24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yes.
So
And we
I
appreciate
really
that. And I know the
appreciate you
listeners
asking
and
that.
viewers appreciate that also. You know, plus you guys doing what you guys love. And it's part of
Yes.
your life. But healing people, doing the right thing is like today I had some visitors from the medical field, and all they're speaking about is how bad the pharmaceuticals is and the medical industry, and it's all a lie. And if it just boils down to eating off the ground, what you grow, that's just how simple it is. You stay within nature, you wouldn't get sick. Just simple as ABC. And it was shocking coming from someone in the medical industry all their life speaking this way. I was wondering if you can't be speaking like this, they're gonna send so a hitman pan you because it's talking about how the industry giving the doctors them medication to try out the patient and then keep them on drugs and all this different stuff. And we trust our pharmaceutical, we trust our doctors. You see what I mean? And that's a sad thing. But Victoria, Sydney, always good seeing you guys. And now coming up is the
Mhm.
Agriculture Open Day in Nevis and also the one in St. Kitts in May. I know usually you guys have your thing going on your farm, your tours and your dinners and stuff like that. So let the people know what Victoria and Sydney been up to and the name of the farm and some of the service they offer.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you for once again for inviting us to be on your program, on your you and your Yachtsen's program. And as you know,
Yes.
we are into health and wellness, and that is our primary focus. All the crops that we grow, we turn into something medicinal because I've been in situations where I've had different illnesses, and it was the medicinal products that we grow that have healed me. In fact, let me give you. I went to America last year, and while I was on the plane, this guy was just coughing. And then when I got to BWI and my sister met me, she said, "Well, did you wear your mask?" Because I had the mask on, because I didn't have it on the plane or anything. But I know she's all about that, so I put it on while I was at the airport, and I lied and I said, "Yeah, I had the mask on." And then that was a Thursday. That Friday, all of a sudden, I got this cough and a sore throat, and I thought it was the ragweed, because and her cats, because I have an allergy toward that. But that Saturday, I was really feeling bad. I really was feeling bad. So that Sunday, we went to the hospital, and we had to the emergency room, and they took all these tests, and then they came back and said that I had COVID, strep throat, and pneumonia, and they kept me. Well, the only thing I really felt was, Sydney, stop them from barking. The only thing that I really felt was the strep throat. I didn't have any of the symptoms that they were talking about with COVID. To the day, I don't know what pneumonia is supposed to feel like. All I had was a strep throat. And so they kept me there 2 days. And then the next day, I was sent home and I was fine. Really, I was fine. I had no more problems. And I was wondering now, why did they even keep me in the hospital? But then when I saw the bill was
Mm-hmm.
15,000 US
What?
a day.
What?
15,000 US. The bill was $30,000 for those 2 days. Now,
Wow.
fortunately, I have paid into Medicare and Medicaid, and I've never used
Yes.
it. And I think that might
Yes.
be why they saw that, wow, you know what? She's going to get the full benefit. So we're going to just keep her so
Yes.
that we can get
Mm-hmm.
paid. I really believe that's what
Yes.
happened. But I was fine after that. It was just a strep throat. Then a couple months later, some friends and family, they came down with something and it had them all congested. They had sore throats. They were having all kind of chills, all kind of stuff happening to them. And it took them like 3 weeks to recover, but they weren't told that they had COVID, pneumonia, or strep. So I don't know what they had,
Mm.
but it made them very, very sick. So I know that when you're dealing with our medicinal herbs, that it does to protect us, and it helps us
Yes.
to cure, or to, when we're sick, we will be able to get well quicker,
Of
because
course.
these herbs
Yes.
really do whatever they're designed to do to heal our bodies. Now, you made
Yes.
something very interesting when you said about uh they're going to be coming for us, because
Mm-hmm.
they don't want people talking about anything
Yes.
unless it's pharmaceuticals. And that's the world
That's
in which we live in now. They want you to take their medicines, spend your money, and just deal with the consequences of taking these pharmaceuticals. Well, since I've been here, I've had gone to the doctors and have had to take, or they're giving me prescriptions. But when I do the research, I find a lot of times they have been rejected by the FDA in the United States. So essentially, a lot of times we're getting rejects here. And,
of course it is. Definitely, of course. The food, everything is rejects. They have us of third world countries, so they give us anything we want.
anything. And
Not
that's
what we want, please.
what they want us to
What
have.
they want.
What they want.
What
What they want. That's the whole point. Yes.
Yes. But this is the thing. We're supposed to be a high income country. That's what I've been told all the time. St. Kitts and Nevis is
Mm-hmm.
high income. Well, it must be high income for some people, but for the majority of us, it's not high income.
Yes.
But
Of
I
course.
don't see I don't see the reality of being a high income country when I look around and I see how much problems that we are encountering on a daily basis to just survive. So I am very happy to be talking about the herbs. And one of the things I
Yes.
wanted to talk about is that the
But
herbs that
before you
we
get
all
into that,
grow.
Victoria,
Hmm?
before you get into that, before you get into the herbs, I want you to give the name of your farm and where the farm is located and stuff like that. and then and then you can go into that. Cause there are people, cause there are those who listening don't never seen you before. I heard about the farm before, so you give them the name of the farm and how big the farm is, where it's located, and then you can get into your discussion.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
also, I've had some people who I invited, and they say they can't get on. They probably, oh, you know what it is? They probably trying to get on their computer like I was, and they're not able to get on. They have to use their
They
phone,
just
and they
they,
must not know
they
that.
just can't once they go on to Real Entertainment Network, Facebook or YouTube, they will find it.
If they go
They're not
where?
gonna use the link not the link that I gave you. Only you're supposed to use the link that I gave you.
Oh, so what are they supposed to do?
No, they go on to Real Entertainment Network, Facebook or YouTube, and
Oh,
they'll find
real
they'll find us.
entertainment. Oh my goodness. I did something wrong then. Let me let them know that because I
Yeah.
told a lot of people to join
Yes.
in and see because they're asking me, are we
Not the
on
link that you
this?
have.
Ask for one
No, the
moment.
link
Okay, one moment, please. So then
no
I go to
problem. That's
Facebook.
fine.
I go to Facebook and then I go to tell them to go to Real Entertainment.
Real
Network.
Entertainment
Yes.
Network.
Oh, Real
Yes.
Entertainment.
Yes.
Okay,
Ren.
Banky,
REN.
Banky,
Yes.
while
Real
Hey.
Victoria is doing that,
Entertainment.
right?
Uh-huh. Go ahead, your son.
Sorry, while Victoria is doing that, um, I want to let people know that
Okay.
Victoria has been one of the pioneers in terms of value-added products. So apart from the cultivation of um, fruits and vegetables that Sydney is more responsible for, they both develop value-added products, whether it's juices, whether
Yes.
it's the noni salves, whether it's the other medicinal products. But Victoria and Witches of the Earth, their business has been pioneers. They were some of the first people to get into that agro processing side of things, that sector, and started to push their products and so on. And so I would have met Victoria way back in those years as well, and did some work with them before I left St. Kitts. And so a lot of what they're doing now, I could recall um, spending time there with Sydney and telling them that this is something that they need to do. Set up themselves that they could work from the farm and do some tours on the farm and, have people to come for whether it's lunch or brunch and things like that and showcase the products that you're making and so on. So they have started to do that. And that's one of the things that I love that they're creating that agro tourism concept that is very much needed and a model that many more of us could and should, you know, take up and look at and see that, we have opportunities in our little country, but the little issue that we have, Bank, is where we were at the beginning of the program, where you find we have people like these who are involved in these processes, but they don't get the kind of support that is given sometimes to another set of people who may come in and are considered as investors or whatever. But then your own homegrown people who may have the same ideas and are pushing some of the same things sometimes don't get nothing close to the kind of support that is necessary to help propel them to the position that they should be. And so that is something that we definitely have to zoom in a bit more on and seek to empower those who are in that aspect, the agro processing side. Because the thing with that, Banky, is that industry will propel the the average farmer's industry. Because, for example, if let's say a product that Victoria has developed might have 4 ingredients or 2 ingredients or whatever ingredients are there. And this product
Yes.
now becomes viral and it's needed by the container load
Of
every
course.
month to go to some destination. They would not be able to go all of the ingredients that is needed to do that sort of mass development. So it means now that they're gonna have to eventually get other farmers on board to grow some of these ingredients so that they now can supply the demand that they have. And this is the kind of thinking that we need to have and see how we can help to empower more of these agro processors, because it also means that when they develop, that they will be pulling the other farmers, even backyard
Yes.
gardeners and so on with them, because the same concept with the pepper sauce, as I was saying, that's why I don't have a problem so much with a project like that, because it's going to provide employment, it's going to be able to provide a guaranteed market for even a backyard gardener. And this is what I'm talking about. Because depending on the products that are being developed, you may find crops, things that were not recognized as crops could become crops. For example, aloe become an ingredient that is used. You might find somebody have to have an aloe farm. Somebody may have to have a
Yes.
lemongrass farm. Somebody may have to have a mint farm, right? Because these are ingredients that are needed in the value-added products. And so there's a high demand for that. And you might find that you may get the kind of money you might be making for that. You might be thinking, boy, I would have never thought I would have been making money from just my lemongrass that I have. But with the development of these industries, it is going to help to show and demonstrate the significance of agriculture in our economy and how we could use agriculture more, make more use of agriculture to develop our economy without having to be so heavily dependent on selling out our lands to CBI and selling out our
Yes.
passports, and are dependent on foreign investment and or the World Bank and IMF and so on for loans and so on. We could find ways to create an economy from the agro sector by fusing
Yes, and
agriculture and tourism.
just so we hear speaking about agro processing and some of the product Victoria and Sydney produces and made over the years. Right now, as you see, that's what I'm partnering with Indonesia. This is at Padang, where we're going to be having training in May in agro processing and making up business plans and all this different stuff. And yes, when teas, different type of fruit. And it so happened now they wanted me. It was okay to have another 2 Caribbean country, but now it's over 20 different Caribbean countries who are going to be taking part in the same workshop that I came up with the idea with, just for St. Kitts and Nevis. So you see how the universe works. So everybody love the idea of the agro processing, where we can do it bananas. Different Caribbean countries might have different fruits, but it's all about turning those raw produce into a value-added produce. So it will be an intensive workshop where you have business plans, show you how to do your labels and all that, and it will be free. They're funding the whole project. So these are things I'm working on. Yes. So when the time comes, I'll give you. They'll send all the information how to sign up, and so they're doing all that. I just asked for them, the doctors, the school, to partner with me with doing this thing, coconut oil, all the different stuff, candle making, soap making, whether it's mango jams and teas or whatever it is about agro processing. So everything been approved, everything is set for me. So I'll get all the information and then I'll send all the information to you guys. So who want to sign up, just signed up. So the best thing I tell them, because their time is different, there is like 11 hours ahead of us. So you will have the workshop on the weekend, which will be better for everybody after hours, where everybody can, as much people can take part and stuff like that. So just to show you how everything working out, where you have over 20 different Caribbean countries going to be taking part, including Cuba, Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Vincent. Yeah, so and it's for free. Yes, and then I still have other next one with Southern University, where I won the FDA to come have a workshop to come down here and train our people like Victoria and everybody farmers how to package their fresh fruits or vegetables that are processed stuff and get them shipped to the US. Because these are
Oh,
all these
listen,
workshops are for the, yes.
Banky. Now, before you have that program, I need
Yes.
to be back on your show because what happened,
Yes.
a lot of people wanted to be, I had told a lot of people about this program tonight, right?
Yes.
But I
Yes.
see that I gave them the wrong link. I gave them the link that you gave for me, right? And
Oh
so
no, that was for you
therefore,
alone. That's for you alone.
and so what happening
Yes.
now, people are asking me, well, what happened? Why aren't you, they can't get us, right? So I would like for them to be able to hear this again, because I even asked Timothy Harris to be
Yes.
on, to listen to the program, right? And
Yes.
also patches and, and I
I got
put
you.
it on my,
Of course,
on my
of course.
Facebook, but
Yes.
unfortunately, as I said, I had the wrong link. So I want them
No, you
to
had the
be
right
able to
link.
hear.
You had the right link. Just that they wasn't supposed to use that link, but you had the right link. The link
Okay,
was
right,
just for
right,
you.
right. But I
Yes.
want them to understand the great
Yes.
things that you are doing, because
I understand that.
our people need to know that
Yes.
Well,
we are
Victoria,
progressing.
they would
You
be
can
able
always go
to,
back and watch
they
the
would be able
show. This
to,
will always be there, no.
right. I was
You
just
can
about to
always
say,
go
they'll
back
be
and
able
watch
to
the show
listen
at
to
any
this
time.
broadcast
You
on
can
either
repeat it.
Facebook or YouTube.
Yes.
This is
You can,
recorded. It's going to be
you can,
recorded on Facebook and it's going to be recorded on YouTube and Twitch TV. So you can always go back
Okay.
and share the link with them at a later point. So we can just
okay,
go
if you
through. I
go up
mean,
on my
sorry that they,
status, Victoria, if you go on my status, right, you will see I have a link on my
Mhm.
status. I don't know if you know to take it off my status and send it to them. I have the link
Okay.
on my status. So if you go on my
Okay.
status, you'll see the agriculture link, the YouTube link on my status. If you know to take it off my status, then you can put it up on your status and send it to your Facebook, whatever you want to do with it.
Okay. Now I have to do it on that.
Because,
Okay. All right. And
yeah, 'cause I have the
if I
show on
have
my
any
status.
problems, if I have any problems,
You
then I can always
you
call
come back
you,
in.
right?
You come back. Yeah, you come back in. You come back in. The link. You have the link already. That's not a problem.
Well,
Go
what
ahead,
I'm doing
Yason. Well,
now is I'm
Victoria, start.
sending them. I'm sending people the show that's on YouTube right now so that they can see it.
Yes, that's fine. Exactly.
great,
Yes, yes,
great.
yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm
yes.
doing right
So,
now, because I think
yes,
that
take
this
your
is such
time.
the important. It
Go ahead,
is so
Yason.
important
People need
what you all are doing, what we are doing, right? So, I
Yes,
just want
yes,
you to know that there are some good things happening, because a lot of people are
yes,
discouraged. You have a lot of farmers over here, and they're discouraged.
Why are
They
they?
can't
Why
get
they?
paid in
Why
time.
is that?
They don't get
They can't get what?
paid in time when they go,
Oh,
when they sell their products to agriculture. Um,
yes,
they're promised things that never materialize. And you know what? I'm not talking anything that I have not told these people, because I'm not
yes,
afraid of anyone, and I'm not
of course.
indebted to anyone. So I don't have to
Yes,
be afraid about what they can do to me, because there's nothing they can do to me. If they don't want to give me anything, I'm all right with that, because we're going to make it anyway. So
that's it.
the thing is, though, a lot of the farmers here, they're afraid of being victimized. So they're not
I
going to
understand.
speak up. You know, for
Yes,
example, you're saying that pepper farm, that pepper thing is a good thing. Well, I take issue with that, and this is why.
yes.
Now you got three leaders now in Africa, in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and
Mm-hmm.
they kicked the French
Yes,
out, and
yes.
they're taking over. They are now
De-
empowering their people.
definitely.
Burkina Faso's leader they used to do like that, sell them, grow the tomatoes, and then they would send it to
Export them.
France. France would make
Yes.
the
Of
the
course.
tomato paste and then sell it back to them,
No,
right?
no.
They said,
Now they're
no,
doing their
we're
own
not
thing
doing
now.
that anymore. We're
Yes,
going to
yes,
make our own tomato paste. We're going to make our own, and they're doing a wonderful job doing it,
yes,
right? Now,
yes,
I'm saying here, you're going to be growing peppers for someone, making minimum wage probably for it. And these people are going to be making all the money. And then they're going to be selling us the pepper. When we go to the supermarket, we're going to have to be buying that Tabasco sauce, right? And I'm
hmm
saying why isn't it with all of the wonderful, just like Violet and her husband,
Vince,
they make a wonderful
Vinstone
pepper
Hill,
sauce. You
you have
understand
Vinstone
with
Hill,
that
and then you have
honey?
the one up in Nevis. Who is
I'm
that? Yes,
telling
the
Llewellyn.
one in
you,
Nevis,
you
New
got
Orleans.
people
Llewellyn
all
peppers,
over
yes,
here who sells love.
yes,
And if they could get together and just make one pepper sauce that they could market for St. Kitts and Nevis and sell it throughout the world, because people would buy it because they know that we're not using a whole lot of chemicals like a lot of other countries, right? We could
yes,
start
of
making
course,
money. And that's the
yes,
same, and that's why I like what you're saying, that it's about training the
yes,
people how to be able to go from the raw material to where you can have the value added product, so then
yes,
package it and then market it. That's going to
And
be
you see,
the process that we need to learn how to do. I've
you see,
yes,
also
Victoria,
told the consultant. Hmm?
when I was speaking, I think probably you got a little bit distracted because I guess you were trying to deal with that. But what I was saying in regards to that, I was in a total agreement with what you were saying. The point I was making when I
yes,
said I don't have a problem, I was saying that I don't necessarily have a problem with the Tabasco project, and I gave some of the reasons why, and that with the training and the fact that it would allow for even a backyard. 'Cause I was just looking at how when I made that example, I used it to show how um, the development of value added product create a more stable market for the farmer itself, because they will have to grow the raw materials. What I was saying also in relation to the pepper, I was saying, as much as I agree with the project and some of the benefits of the project, I am thinking that it would have been better to invest in our local brands, whether it's Brimstone flavors or whether it's Llewellyn's, so that instead of having to continue to develop Tabasco, that we would be developing our brand so that we could be on the same level, on the same shelves as Tabasco, so that when we are
Absolutely.
also helping Tabasco to be on the shelves in the US, we can also get in Brimstone flavors and Llewellyn's and our other local brands to compete. And I would think that that would have been a better move for us. So that is what I was saying in relation to that.
So but
well,
this
guess,
is
well, you
what
have,
I'm saying. What is wrong
yes,
that what is it that we got this mentality, or that our leaders have this mentality that they cannot empower the local
of course,
population? Because that was what it seems to be. Because let me tell you what's going on with us. First of all, things I used to get for duty free, even when the new government came in, I got it duty free. Last year, they slashed everything. No, 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 no. Everything's consumable. Even I could not even get a computer. I couldn't get the cartridges for my printer. I couldn't get nothing. They said, no, 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 you can't get this. You can't. Just slashed everything almost, right? I said,
but for your
okay,
farm,
fine.
but that's for your
Yeah,
country, but that things that
but
you're gonna need for your, but
for my
Okay, that
farm,
should
right?
not
I
happen
mean, look,
because agriculture is 100% duty-free concession. So no one should tell you once it's for your farm, you
yeah,
should get it. They're not doing you no favor, so that is wrong,
not
and
over
you can
here,
challenge that.
not
Well, Nevis is
anymore.
different
I
because
challenged
you're
it.
really
I
really
challenged
should come
him.
to Nevis
I
and ask
did.
and get your stuff because it should not be. It's one federation. Agriculture is the only industry that is 100% duty-free concession, and no one
Not
can say
here.
what I'm saying. Yes, it's
Not
the same thing because farmers leave
agriculture.
sink it and they get off the VAT and just pay 6% port charge. So they can't get up to 70% in Nevis. They come off the sink it and get it off. So I don't know
Banky,
why sink is doing
Banky,
yes.
maybe
Uh-huh.
it's part of the mindset as we're talking about. Because maybe just like how in the mindset when they said, remember, in terms of we were having this discussion a couple of weeks back when we were saying
Yeah.
that the government is saying for farmers, if you're gonna bring in a vehicle, it has to be like a pickup or a truck or something like that.
Yes,
When
yes,
you were
yes,
also
yes. Of course.
arguing that a farmer can have should have be able to have whatever luxury vehicle he wants to because he doesn't necessarily have to use that vehicle in the field. He can hire a truckman when he needs to harvest, right? Um,
Exactly. Yes.
I use that example to say that maybe in the mindset of these people, when Victoria is bringing in a computer, they do not see how the
Yes.
computer connects to agriculture because
Affecting
they're
the
seeing it
farm.
as it is right.
Exactly.
They're not seeing that
That's
she's using it to do her farm work and stuff. So it is maybe not.
But check this out. But check
that's the
this
whole
out.
point.
You're supposed to be able to keep records of your crops
Yes, it's
when you
common
start
sense.
planting, how much you plant.
Yes.
All of that's supposed to be documented that you put on a
Is the
computer.
mainframe. Yes, and you're
We
right.
ain't
Is the
supposed to be
mainframe.
still
Victoria's right. Is
doing.
the mainframe.
But that's what I'm
The money
saying.
You
That's
see,
what,
political.
and this is
they look
part of
down
what
on
we need to do.
agriculture
The
still
whole
it
thing on
means mentally they still look down on
changing.
farmers. Like you're supposed to be primitive. You should be primitive. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Come on. You
That's
need computer, you need printers, you need labelers. It's a whole business. Everybody benefit of agriculture.
You need to have
But yet those who into
brother.
yes.
but I'm telling you,
It's sad. It's
it's not. But okay, and another thing, let me tell you another problem that we have now. I was trying to get some things over to St. Martin, and they told me now that the mail only goes out once a month. I said, okay. It goes out, it was supposed to leave out the 27th of January. I called my clients. I said, well, this was this week. I said, have you all received it? They said, no. So I went to the mail post office. They said, oh, it didn't go out until the 3rd of February. I said, no, but y'all told me it was going out the 27th. No, no. I said, well, can you tell me why? And they were like, nope, we don't know. No, nope, nope. All we know is that it hasn't reached St. Martin's yet. I said, what? St. Martin is only a 30-minute plane fare from here, ride from here. What you mean from
mm-hmm.
February the 3rd to now they haven't received it? Then they say, well, look at what's going on in Dominica. Dominica haven't been able to mail anything since COVID. And only this
What? We say yes, son. Dominica can't in it's COVID.
Right. You know,
This is
we live
crazy.
in we living in sometimes. You see what is happening as well to a banky. A lot of these services are becoming obsolete to some extent
Mm-hmm.
because like since the event the email, most people don't mail a lot of things. And even out here, I think the postal companies are considering closing down because you have people using other means of shipping whatever it is, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, whether it's some of these other big organizations. So we have these issues. Just now, you might find companies like Western Union and so on closed down because you have all of these digital transactions and so on. And
I
so
got you.
these are things that we sometimes might not necessarily pay attention to, but digitalization, and that is why
Yes, I
we
realize
have to
right
be
now.
paying attention to a lot of these things. I mean, you realize
Yes.
even on Syncits there. I mean, it's a couple of years now, though I would have been telling people to really support the JAD organization over there. But you realize the government has used it in their last effort to give the 250 um,
Of
dollar
course.
bonus,
Yes.
the BBM or whatever they call it, right? BBW wallet, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of this is a part of it because that's like Sync's version of Cash App or Venmo or one of those apps that we have out here, where that's how a lot of people do transactions now. Business is just like that. So somebody can stay from home and order some potatoes from Banky and pay you online before they come and pick it up. So they could send somebody to come pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of these technologies are going to be making certain businesses obsolete. Even banks and so soon, you realize most people don't go to bank physically now anymore because there's online banks. So
Yes.
a lot of these things, as we progress, we are going to find that less and less of some of these, the I should say, the reliability of some of these services um, would
Mm-hmm.
be less and less, and more modern and digital ways of doing things are going to be. And so we have to look
Plus
at
they
this
can
within
control.
agriculture as well.
Plus, they
So
can
there is,
control and see will we some of who pay bills at some institution, how much of that money being spent at this institution. Because remember, you're not getting the cash in your hand no more. So no, you have to
well, you see,
if you want to accept some
so
of these. Yes,
some of these things are things that we have to look at for the agro industry as well. As we speak right now, I
yes.
am in negotiation with a group that at present they're seeking to roll this out in Africa, but because I have been introduced to them, I have put in the plug now for the Caribbean, so I might be the Caribbean representative for this project. But what they are seeking to do is what we are talking about here to some extent. Is a digital mobile farm app where you would be able to conduct all of your business services on the app. So Banky could be able to trade with another farmer, could pay them directly. The farmer. So some of these issues that Victoria is speaking about in relation to getting paid, and all of that would be done on the app. You'll be able to see it live. Bank will be able to post up, okay, I have
Yeah,
50 pound of watermelon.
but
It's available.
what in these times, what need to be put in place, and I'm not sure I stand to be corrected. Because I think I understand by one someone within the ministry, they let him know, well, once you take your stuff to marketing, you get paid right away, which is something I've been advocating for years. Farmers should be waiting to receive the Agropos, the marketing division supposed to have an account. If you bring a 2,000 million, pay me for my stuff, I may go. Because when stuff starts to spread, they so have to get up and make sure to go and get the stuff sell, not just sitting around waiting for one person to come and buy the same 2,000 pound and all this different stuff. Marketing is not about sitting in a chair all day not getting out. Marketing officers supposed to be just like, you understand, extension officers out in the field visiting the farmers, see how the crops come in, understand farming and the system that's around farming. You see what I mean? Travel, go to St. Kitts, go to St. Martin. That's what marketing. So when agriculture is having a budget and a real budget, this should include traveling here and there. And you understand what I mean? Stuff like this. And so in St. Kitts, is this and is the same should happen? A budget should be put in place where marketing should have their account and all these things and pay farmers for their stuff. So you mean you have to have proper storage. So, but we don't have no proper storage facility. Yeah, you have six. units. I mean, but at the same time, once somebody can feel that they've seen a serious farmer growing, so can feel that consistently, nobody else can have stuff to store in those units. You see what I mean? Plus, you will need people who understand storage and temperatures of different crops, specialize in these things. So if we're going to move forward in an agro industry, which we don't have an agriculture industry, we have a tourism industry. We had an agriculture industry under Willie Doe and with Wally Wade and them guys. We don't have agriculture industry no more, yes, and we know that. We have moved away from that. All we push is tourism. That's what it is. And that's why you see we don't even have a tissue culture lab. You see what I mean? Where we can even mass produce stuff and still have proper nurseries. We have not, and then we want to compare with somebody else who's still doing less than us. That country could be doing more too, even I think because the policies, the whole Caribbean is moving into tourism. So you don't tell me about Antigua, we better. I don't want to hear the crap. You are selling passports. You're not into agriculture, and the same people gets to come here. They're gonna eat too. You see what I mean? And if you're going to have a large agriculture sector, you must think when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to protecting your environment, you have to have land policies. If you need water, so when you're drilling wells for improve your water for housing and other commercial business, what about the farming community? So we really got to really sit down and have a serious 20, 30-year plan, or even 10-year plan. But you got to have water. Well, how you want to farm and have the water is the most important resource, and that without water you can't farm. Without water you can't have no infrastructure, you can't have no hotels and all these things. You see what I mean? So we really, really got a lot to look at, Yasan.
Well, I was looking at well, I'm supposed to be on a panel discussion coming up later on this month, which speaks to incentivizing the farmers or the local farmers. And some of what we're talking about here fits into some of what is necessary for us to move forward, because what you're talking about here,
Yes.
that first is where you guarantee the farmer that when he brings in his stuff to marketing, that he don't have to wait. That's an incentive. Because now
Yes.
that is up to the
Yes.
farmer to say, well, hey, let me harvest this thing, take it in, because I know I'm gonna get my money. It might not be as much as I could get out there, but at least I know I'm getting this money in my hand today. So let's move on that. So that's an incentive. Now, in order for them to be able to do that, and this is why the approach that is really necessary for agriculture is a begin with the end in mind approach. And so you begin with the end in mind. You see that crop that you're going to guarantee the farmer when he brings it in, he's going to be paid right away. You're supposed to have plans now to address that crop. Whether you're going to have the market for that direct raw material, or you have a plan to process that produce. And when when you done process that, you already have a market to start to distribute that. And that is how and then in that way, when you have that end goal in mind and set, then that would be very easy for you now to tell the farmer, bring in as much as you want, because you know now, okay, if you don't get it, not if you don't get it sell, you already have an outlet for the raw produce. And what you don't sell on the raw side, you already have the equipment to process it and package it into whatever, and you have the space to store it as well. So you have to begin to think in that line and create that chain in terms of the marketing sector. And that way, you will be able to be more be able to incentivize the farmer to say, hey, okay, look, this is what you need to do. As long as you do this, then I'm taking it from you. I'll be able to support you with the whatever training, because you already have the um, extension officers, if whatever other implements you need to help them with and so on, we'll continue to do that. But all of these are things that you can do to start to help to incentivize the farmer. As I said, another one, within the app that I'm talking about, one of the things that we want to be able to do within the app is also be able to assist the farmers with access to funding for a small loan. Because one of the issues that we have with farmers is access to money, because a lot of institutions always tell you farming is risky, and they find all kind of excuses. They could find money to invest in some space rockets that blow up in an attempt to go to the moon. To go to Mars. They ain't got no problem with spending some millions or billions on that. Even if they're gonna blow up and they're gonna waste, they ain't got no problem with that. But to tell them to invest even a fraction of the amount that they invest into go Mars, into food and food sovereignty, and you get all of these excuses. So that is why sometimes I know that they are not necessarily so serious about this agenda. But we have to, begin to take it seriously. And in an effort to do so, this is some of what we need to do. Have that end in mind approach where and it ties into the value added component that we are speaking about. So whatever it is that you're going to grow, start to think, well, how can I add value to this? And that's why with the same concept with the Tabasco, that's why I am thinking, why not invest in brimstone flavors? Why not seek to get brimstone flavors and seek to get Llewellyn and the other pepper sauce people, get a brand that could be on the market internationally and comparing with Tabasco in terms of international recognition. That's the kind of thinking, and in that way, that is another way of incentivizing the farmers. Because when you're developing this brand now, all of the ingredients that is needed for the pepper sauce, you're gonna have to have farmers growing this, because you're doing this on a large scale. This ain't a small scale thing.
Of course.
This is a big. So you'll have somebody growing the chives, somebody growing the garlic, somebody growing the seasoned pepper, somebody growing the
sweet pepper, of course, onion,
different
stuff to put in.
So all of these are other ingredients that are needed for the sauce. And so farmers are needed to grow these ingredients. So we just have to begin to really think through these things more, and see agriculture more from the business perspective.
You see, this
revenue generating perspective. Yes, sir.
What happening here? If we can't plant our own food to feed ourselves, is it saying going to happen with the same cannabis? The same exact things. People are going to come in and take it over and grow it and hire you to work, and it because going to be in money, and they're going to still need land. So every time we keep bringing someone into the agro-processing sector, it is more pressure on our farmers. That is not so. We really got to invest in our farmers. That is the reality we keep talking about.
But Banky, we don't need to bring in somebody. We don't need to bring in foreign investors to do these things. We could do these things.
But we keep doing
it. You see, this is part of the problem that we're highlighting here is when we bring these ideas and we want to do these things, sometimes the roadblocks that are put in place for us, and we don't get the recognition, nobody pays the attention. But you give somebody else, you could come with the same idea, then study you. You take the same idea and you give it a different color with a briefcase and a suit and tie, and you come in and...
Well, because when they come, remember, they're coming from overseas, son, you have to get a lawyer. You got to get a realtor to buy land and all kind of different stuff, or seek land or whatever it is. So a lot of people making money around the bush, surveyors, landowners, and lawyers, and all these different stuff. Somebody make the money up for me and you.
So that is more important than giving me. And you see, the same we're talking about, and this is why Banky.
You have a network of people making money, son. You have a network of people making money around in a circle. You're in the circle. You're in the circle. You're in the circle there.
This is why Banky, the Alkebulan history and consciousness is so critical and important for us, because a lot of this stems from this. Look at it.
Of course.
We today, part of the problem that we have, why some of us are unable to do certain things that we want to do as well, is, as you just point out, the land issue. We still have large tracts of land.
And Nevis for agriculture in the next 20 years.
All these lands that they have, remember when we went through the struggle that our people would have gone through. The people who we elect to represent us went through, them and their foreparents went through the same struggle too. And we still in 2025 have up a whole heap of land talking about these crown lands. And
Mm-hmm.
these people prefer to sell out the crown lands instead of empowering us with the crown lands so we could use the same lands to develop industries like these people did back then, because it's
Yeah,
the
son. Remember,
same
there was a
land
lie, you know.
they
Remember, there was a
cultivated
lie, you
to
know.
make money.
Remember, there was a big lie. Nothing could go Indian Castle. Nothing could go down there. But stone, because down there the dry spot, all the PhDs, all the masters, all the bachelors, big halabalo. You see? Remember, that's what they put out there. It's wasteland. So they could do hotel, but hotel not going to go. But hotel going to go with a billet. No flowers. So if flowers could go and grass could go, food can't go. That's what these educated fools want to be telling people, brethren. And the whole of Hanley's Road and Gingerland have seen the people have lied to them. Let me tell you something. If it's one thing you go on to Nevis people and Singers people, when it comes to the hospital project, they all can agree and they all say the same thing. They're very displeased about the hospital project. They're very displeased about Indian Castle project. Those two projects that I can speak of, they can honestly say anybody you can pick and choose, don't care which side they support, because they're being honest about it. They are very displeased about this hospital and they're displeased about Indian Castle. Very displeased. Very, very displeased because it's food and health. Both of them is one. You see? Both of them is one. So people at the point now, they can't put a wool over their eyes. They now whole side, they can see. They're very upset about this thing. How can you have 40 acres of food going down the drain? How can you have a hospital that you just take a job to do? And you're not about building a hospital. We keep talking about it, your son. We don't keep saying it's a warehouse, Amazon warehouse. We don't keep saying it. We keep saying it in Agadon, we know better. We keep saying it. You see? So, and then those who can, well, come out and say make an honest mistake and don't waste the more taxpayers' money. That's all you got to do. The building could be used as a warehouse or to store offices or whatever it is, but it just can't be used as a hospital. That's just the reality. And for that, the representative in St. Paul just need to just resign. What excuse can he say about and the whole cabinet need to resign about this, as far as I see. The whole cabinet, everybody should be ashamed because ain't nobody pleased about that. Even none of them pleased about this thing, Virgin, and they cannot be pleased about it because it cannot be finished under the situation that it is. You see what I mean? I work in construction. I work on a hospital. They cannot finish that hospital for the price they're talking about. It's cheaper to block it down. I just leave it where it's at and just build a hospital in a new place because it's about time to shift, because it still need a proper senior citizen home that need more rooms. You see what I'm talking about? So seek a 20, 30 acres of land and put a proper structure, proper parking facilities and different stuff inside with cafeteria and all these things. A proper thing that where they cost you $20 million or $50 million, whatever it is, do that. Then money will be proper spent and that area could be used for whatever else you want. Is their choice, But then I listen to me and you because we face no look. How we supposed to look? We need to bring jacket and tie and speak different. We speak dialect, no? We gotta speak the Queen's English and language, kind of different stuff, or the King language, cause then I take we serious, Virgin. And only when they're hungry and they realize, boy, only we could save them, don't take me serious. That's what it is.
Well, to some extent, I feel we ain't taking ourselves seriously neither, because when I look at this is Banky, this is 2025.
Yes.
We see through all the struggle as Rastafari. We go through the whole struggle from pre-independence for most of these Caribbean territories. We see the struggle in Jamaica. We see the struggle with Pinnacle and Cowell Garden and the whole struggle. And then you look at the struggle, what the struggle was all about. Rastafari empowering the people not to adhere to the colonial system. That is what Rastafari, that's the agenda that Rastafari was pushing. Rastafari said the king was His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie and not King Charles. And so all the struggle and all the years we have been saying that we are not adapting that system. Those who sought to adapt that system and want to use their means of intimidation and force to keep the people in a system that was never designed for them in the first place, using the reverse psychology and all kind of other means to keep the
Victoria,
people
they get cut
that way.
off, or they get cut off, or they
Yeah,
want to come back?
they'll get cut off, you see.
They get cut off. I guess you gotta send back
Banky,
in.
but Banky, this is what we this is what we're dealing with still, and that's why a lot of these things that we're talking about, a lot of people always say, "Oh, you guys are Rastafari, you always come back with the past." But the past speaks to
The
why
past is
we
right
are
here,
the
passing
way
on the way.
like Peter Tassim, a man of the
And where
past,
the
living in the
past,
present, passing in the future.
that's what it
Because
is.
the
We're the new
past speaks
ancestors.
to
That's
why
who we are.
we are the way we are today, and gives you a sense as to where you need to go in the future. That is why the land, you see, like, we are allowing these people, and that's why I say, like, I'm not sure if we are serious about ourselves, because we are allowing these people to continue to use excuses. Now, we hire these people to represent us. Their job is to find ways and means to diversify the economy to help to ensure that we develop, because we're coming from a struggle where we were given independence, so to speak. We're given, because St. Kitts and Nevis didn't fight for their independence. They were handed independence because they became like expensive university students to their parents, which happened to be Mother England. And Mother England decided, well, okay, we can't take care of you no more. I go on your own, but I gonna got to go feed her yourself. Find whatever you need to find to survive for yourself. We had a thriving agricultural industry, they throw it down. But what they do now, they are not being effective at diversifying the economy. And so they use the scapegoat of selling out the land and selling out the passport to make a money. And then have you now fighting
Yes.
to say, no, that is the industry that you should be trying to save. When the reason why that
Yes.
industry is kind of created is because you're not doing a good job at what you really should be doing to empower the country. So your tourism industry, your agricultural industry, and your financial industry, and all the other things, your entrepreneur and your local small businesses and so on, is what's supposed to be pushing the economy. But because you're not doing that, you're selling out our patrimony. So it's like in real life, Banky. No, but in real life, let's look at our life. If you're going to get broke today, the last thing you would look to sell is your land, right?
Yes.
That would be the last thing you would look to sell, your property. Because you know that land value, you know, even if you broke, you could use the land now to grow some food and get some food to eat at least.
Of course.
But not them. They,
well,
right
me and
now,
you, because the others going to see it as hard work. When it comes to agriculture is hard work.
St. Kitts and Nevis is using the land as first resort.
To me. Yes.
This is a first resort to generate money because they are unable to do their job. And so because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, you're selling out my thing and then trying to give me a little nut change, give me a little dividend to make me feel like, well, I want my land. I want a 40 acres to plant right now, but then you're gonna tell me no, you can't give me because you got this earmark to sell for CBI, or you got this earmark for foreign investment, and you got got the earmark to make sure that we could feed ourselves and that I could do some agricultural projects.
These people that we keep putting up to elect worship money. That's what they worship, brethren. Riches, material things. They not give a kicks about food and the reality about nature that's around us. That's how it is. We can
the
see
money is in food as well. They could be making a pile of money in food. Look at as Sydney and Victoria was talking about. Your thing brought it up, Sydney, when they were talking about Burkina Faso. You know what the Virgin did the other day?
Victoria, yes.
I have been paying attention to some of the moves that he's making in regards to agriculture in that territory.
Yes.
First, he decided he's not going to be exporting no cotton. He decided he's going to take the cotton and he's going to develop the industry that is going to turn the cotton into cloth. So if it's anything, he will sell the cloth, and then he decided that they ain't buying a uniform. Since they could make the cloth, they're going to be making their own uniform. So the police and they make that for themselves.
That's it.
In recent times,
we're hard in that.
he would have decided that they're not importing any wheat. He took over the
Yes.
industry and he decided that they're going to build a pasta factory. So they have one of the biggest pasta factory in Africa, in the part of Africa right now. And they're making baby formula, baby food as well, right?
Of course.
So now, with an industry like that now, what that is showing is now Africa is in a position now where they don't have to buy pasta now from anywhere in Europe. They have a
But you're saying
factory.
these are
So
common
this is what we're
things.
saying. When you begin to think that way, so now the economy now is going to be based on what they're doing. They're going to be
It's just
using agriculture.
choices.
The man take the farmer, the prisoners them out of the prison, and it's training
For them to
them now
farm.
to manage the farms, right? So
That's
they
it.
eventually, when they come out of prison now, they're going to be skilled workers too, because they're going to be training. So
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the things that the brethren is doing in terms of sovereignty, of being able to
Yeah, but
sustain
remember
yourself.
doing these things,
And
but you
these
see,
are some of
doing
the
these
approaches
things
that we need to be thinking.
create,
This is what we need
but
to
you
be
see,
doing
yeah,
in
son,
Sinkis and Nevis.
to have this kind of mentality, you have to have military mind frame, Them who we have a lead us, are we registering and supporting a virgin. Then the mind frame and like I mean the man in a wall, the man away G-string and we call it bingo bag and all kind of different stuff. So you understand? They're not thinking self-inclusion, virgin. They're not thinking about training their own people. We've been speaking about for this going on 5 years over and over. Use your own resources. Me no want hear about bringing people to build no hotel where we have your land and we have your money and people are borrowing money to invest in this and build this and that and something then run long and all kind of nonsense. It's nonsense. And they can and I will not change my way of thinking, Virgin. If you want to come to invest, bring your money. And whatever resources we have, this is X amount. You don't tell me you want 300 acres. You're not getting none of corn like that. You work, make it work with 10, let me say do it 10 or 5. And that's the way it is. You don't come with your books, briefcase more times and say you want we land because you got ideas. So we don't have ideas too. We don't know how we want we land to develop. We don't have architects, we don't have engineers. I mean, come on, Virgin, something is wrong with us, Virgin. And that is why, you understand, I put it up myself as the next representative, as an independent candidate, So if they don't want somebody like me to represent them, who put in them first, and want somebody who put up themselves first, and then them come last, because even them who look like a them is ahead of them, getting better opportunity. Me for the truck man, me for the trade man, me for the farmer. That's what me for. You see what I mean? All are we the same people, Virgin. So I don't have no fancy speech to the people of St. Paul's and St. John's, I know me, I see me every day, I see what I do and what I into. Because I mean, I do nothing else but farming. I mean, I give up that. So who want to speak? I mean, I pretty up no speaking with no Queen language. Me write in the Queen language, I have to write on paper. When me talk to you, me talk there like I understand exactly what me say. Because everyone I know, those who are there failing I, because I ball every day. Every day, even them who drink the blue and green Kool-Aid ball because they know all them get screwed over. So this any time, so if I gonna keep lying to yourself and watching our children them, telling I what is wrong, and I can't convince them what them do is right. Because the children go see the leaders them canning them. This is the time everybody I got 14-year-old and they go see they're not blind. This is how they speak, they're not stupid. So how you want to lie to the youth them who could tell you they're canning you? You go see a youth got hospital bill and you can't jump and tell them, oh, what you can't done? Come on, it's nonsense. Let me take this call from Victoria, son. Go ahead. Victoria.
Yeah, I
Hello?
mean, this is some of the realities that we have to deal
Yes.
with. And then when you do have to speak your
Victoria.
mind on these issues, you have some who are so
Hello.
small minded that they want to think that you are being um playing politics. They think that you're
Victoria, you get back
supporting the
off.
opposition
You
because
can get back on.
you have to
You
speak
can't hear
out
you.
on what they are doing. No, the thing is, when I have to speak or when I address issues, it has nothing to do with personalities. It has nothing to do with personal people, because a lot of these people, I know them personally. But when you present yourself as a public official, when you present yourself as my employee, then you put yourself in a position for me to ask you some questions. And if you're working for me and
I
you're my
can't ask
boss,
them nothing. Your son, you're mad. The
you're
people
my
sensitive. You can
employee,
ask them nothing, virgin.
you're my
The people sensitive,
employee,
virgin. You
and
can
so
ask them
you're building
nothing.
a house for me. You're building a house for me, and I can't ask you, well, why you putting up the blocks over there?
No,
Why
no,
you
don't ask me that. No. Just take
just
what you
what you
get. Don't
want to
ask
do?
nothing, your son.
And then
No,
and then
yeah.
when the wallet done and the project ain't finished, just come back tell me, well, you tax me someone,
You have my
you give me some
money.
more money in the wallet.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you have my money.
Well, well,
Yes, yes, Victoria.
that that
Welcome back.
that don't make
Victoria is back, yes,
that
son.
don't
Who's
make
right there? Who's back and chat?
They
Yes,
cut
okay.
I.
me off
Yeah,
or
man. Nice,
something.
nice.
I don't know what happened.
Well, just
Great
it's all right.
against
We have
stream.
time. Nice,
Well,
nice. We're
you're
good
back.
now.
Huh?
You're back.
You're back,
Yes. I
yes.
mean, I didn't even know I was off. All of a sudden, I saw you, Johnson, and your face was frozen. And I'm like,
Oh yeah?
hello?
No, it's you because we were here talk. We were still doing the show. We were good. I guess it's your end, but we were good all the time. We just figure you left to come back.
Oh, okay, great. All right.
Back and chat.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
we back on.
continue where you left off. Continue where you left off. For those who
Okay.
missed out, we have Victoria and Sydney here with us, of which is of the Earth Organic Farm over in Fig Tree, St. Kitts.
Thank you.
Yes. So
RP3.
yes. Go ahead, Victoria.
Okay. All right. I was on a rant, I think, so maybe I need to get
Yes.
back on
Well,
track
let's
where I was.
some of the stuff that you all produce, some of the stuff, how big is the farm, some of the stuff you all grow, some of the products you all have make. I know you have men out there who have problem with the libido and need some help to remind you understand to spice up their life and different stuff and insect repellent and different stuff. Cause no, you guys have all different produce that you all make and how people can get in contact with you guys and stuff like that.
Okay, well, it's the Riches of the Earth Organic Farm located in Halfway Tree. We have 3.5 acres of land, and we do both fruit trees as well as crop farming. We do, my number is 869-664-1175. And on WhatsApp, so you can contact me there. We do a lot of medicinal products. Now, I tell everybody, go to your doctor and go get your checkup because they got the equipment to see if what is going on in your body. And once you've done that, then you come to us. After you have gone to them, they told you whatever is the problem, and then we'll let you know if we are in a position to be able to help you. And if we're
Mm-hmm.
not, we're going to be honest about that as well. Now, another thing that happens is, another thing. I want everybody to know that herbs are a vegetable. These are vegetables loaded with all type of nutrients, vitamins, everything that the body needs. Unfortunately, a lot of the foods that we're eating are toxic, especially the like of the food that we're getting from America. They have no nutritional value whatsoever. So this might be another thing that might be contributing to people getting sick because their food is not providing their bodies with what they need. But when you start using the bush, when you start using the herbs, you're now getting the vitamin A and B and C and D and E and the antioxidants and all of the other things that your body
All
needs
the
in order to
phytochemical
function.
cells. No, we're
Yes,
just saying
you
all the
need them.
phytochemical cells that yes.
That.
One thing, let me interject there. Let me interject one thing, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Today, when the person visited the farm, one thing that they mention now is that alcohol is one of the leading cause of cancer. It's also carcinogenic. But you see,
Mhm.
every day is this. You see what I mean, Yazon? This is the thing, and then this is the number one to be pushing every day on our people and the fetting and partying and all this thing, alcohol consumption, and that is what is one of the cause of cancer, more cause of cancer. Okay, continue,
Yep,
Victoria. I just wanted to inject
yep.
that.
That is so true. I used to tell Sydney all the time that it seemed like they giving you the alcohol, and then at one time it was the fried chicken, but now they're not even giving you the chicken. They just give you, I mean, encouraging you to drink. And this is what
Yes.
we're seeing. More and more of our young people now are sick and dying. Another problem is that there's a lot of HIV out here and sexually transmitted diseases out as well, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of our young people, they are not going to the doctors and getting themselves checked. Or even if they're getting the medicine, they're not using it properly. So they're not really being able to treat whatever diseases that they have. And then some of them just don't care. They're saying that
True.
somebody gave it to me, so I'm going to give it to whoever else that I'm with, right? But that too
Yes.
is to be arrested with education, and also if they could start using the bush, using the herbs. These are vegetables. Now, I used to tell people wrong when I first started doing the teas. I found out that what you do is you do draw the tea. You boil your water, then you put your bush
Mm-hmm.
or your herbs into the
Yes.
water, the boiling water, and let it seep for like 10 minutes, because now that's going to extract all of those nutrients from your herbs into your body as you're drinking it. And so even if you might be eating carrot from the overseas that has no nutritional value, by you drinking your bush, you're getting what
Mm-hmm.
you need in order to stay, to
Yes.
feed those cells, right? Now, another
Beautiful.
thing that happens is that a lot of people come to me and say, it didn't work. I'm like, what didn't work? The herbs, they didn't work. And I said,
Why it work
okay,
one
now let me
time?
tell you,
Mm-hmm.
this is something else that you're not doing. All right. Now, I call this my health preventive maintenance. Your first thing is your diet. Eating properly, more fiber, sweet
Yes.
potatoes, vegetables, legumes, fruits, more
Yes.
plant-based foods, fish, grains, etc. Limit your sugar and use Celtic or Himalaya salt, which are loaded with vital minerals that the body needs.
Yes.
Then it's exercise. The exercise improves the brain. It strengthens your bones and your muscles. Your heart is a muscle and it needs exercise. We have a lot of people who having heart attacks, and he went himself, Sydney. When he's ready, he'll
I'm
come
here.
back.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm here.
okay,
Your son just went to come
okay.
back. He just click off his screen, but he all right. He just block it off too, because he
I'm
moved
right here.
away.
I'm right here. I'm
That's
listening.
all. But he's there.
Oh, okay, okay. So you have to start exercising, even if you're doing
Yes.
chair exercise. Even if walking, do whatever but
Yes.
you gotta exercise out. You have to. That strengthens your bones and your muscles, your heart, and it improves your brain. So that
But
is
they want to hear
essential.
that.
No,
They
they
find that
don't.
has been the
No,
hardest thing.
no. Yeah, I
They want an
tell
easy
you.
fix.
And they want an easy fix. And then the
You must
vitamins through
invent a
your
pill.
herbs and your
You need a pill.
a pill. Yep,
That pill,
that's it. It's
that
easier to
easy
take
fix
a
pill,
pill. Look,
solve all the
it's
problem.
easier for them to take a pill with all of the side effects than it is
Yes.
to eat right. Right? Isn't that something?
Yes.
Then your vitamins through
Yes.
your herbs and your supplements. As I said, herbs are vegetables. We need the herb, the nutrients from our herbs. So with that, that we may not be getting from all of these other vegetables that we're buying from the store. All right. Another thing which is very, very important. You need to be able to breathe properly to allow more oxygen in your blood. Your blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to all your organs and tissues. Breathing through the nose increases the amount of oxygen circulating through the blood. So you breathe in your oxygen and then you breathe out your carbon dioxide through your mouth. So you're
Yes.
breathing in. And when you're breathing in, a lot of us don't even breathe in right. We breathe in and we think we're holding our stomach in. Actually, when you're breathing in to get in the oxygen, your stomach is going out. You're actually not breathing. You're not holding your stomach in. When you're breathing out, that's when you're holding your stomach in. I was doing it wrong for a long, long time. It was only maybe in the last year that I learned how to breathe properly to get that
Yes,
oxygen
yes.
in. Just like
In
if
and out.
people
In
feel,
deep breath. Deep breath.
yes,
In and out. Deep breath.
yep, yes,
Yes.
you got to do that. Even if you feel like, if you're feeling dizzy or you're feeling like something is not right in your body, breathe in and then breathe out. Get that oxygen in. That oxygen is life. The blood
Yes.
delivers your oxygen to your organs and your tissues. Another thing now, I have a problem with this one too. Get at least 7 or 8 hours sleep, which supports growth and development, and it lowers the risk for serious health problems like diabetes and heart disease. Now, my problem is that my brain is always racing. I'm always thinking about things, even when I'm sleeping. I have to really force myself to relax and keep things off my brain, off my mind, because sleep is essential. And at least 7 or 8 hours is what you have to have. For some reason, I'm 6 hours. Right now, I've got to 6.5 hours. I'm trying my best to get to that 7 hours of sleep. 8 would be even better. But if you can at least do 7, your body
Yes,
will,
but
because
if your mind is settled at the same time, okay, if you can sleep for 10 hours, but your mind is not settled and at peace, so you still wouldn't get any proper rest. So what is important is the
that's
rest, not just the sleep, the rest.
right. It's the
You
rest.
see?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Because see, your body going through changes while we're resting, while we're sleeping. It's real.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
what you said, your mind has to be settled. Your mind has to be
Yes.
settled. If you got
Yes.
stress, if you're thinking about all of
That's
your
it.
problems and everything, that is
Yes.
not going to
That's
be
it.
healthy for you at all. And as you say, you can
Of
have
course.
10 hours sleep, but if it's not settled, then you just,
Yeah.
inviting problems to yourself.
Yeah.
So getting
Yeah.
that rest is important. And that's why I say you have to learn how to relax. Even
Mm-hmm.
during your busy day, you have to take some time out to
Yes.
relax. You have to. You can't just spend 12 hours a day
Yeah.
working and rushing. You have to take time out and say, you know what? It's time out. It's time for me to be able to inhale and exhale. I need to relax because stress is a killer.
Yep.
And
That's
then
it
for
right
those
there.
of us who believe, pray. Prayer does work because once again, you're relaxing yourself. You're relieving
Is
yourself of
meditation.
all these
Is
burdens.
meditation. 'Cause that's what prayer is
Yes, you got
meditation. You're
your
talking to yourself. That's what it
Yes,
is. You're talking to yourself. You pray.
that's
That's what
what
it
I
is.
said. You have to. You have to.
Yes.
You have to do that. So that's my health preventive maintenance. So as I said, one of the things is so important is that first of all, you have to understand that these are vegetables. Because a lot of times children are saying, I don't like vegetables. I'm like, okay, well, then if you don't want to eat it, drink it. That's fine. You can
Mm-hmm.
drink your vegetables. So you're still going to get what you need, right? And
Yes.
then you have your health preventive maintenance, what you need to do in order to start these things working. Because people say a lot of times they say, well, it didn't work for me. I say, well, you ain't doing something right then, or it would be working for you. Now, this another thing I was talking about cancer, the things
What about the
how
fluids? What about the fluids? The fluids, the fruit water and stuff like that. The fluids.
oh,
When
absolutely. I didn't say that. Oh, yes, you have to have, well, first of all, you have to have your water. A lot of people think that they can drink a Coca-Cola and that's going to suffice
mm-hmm.
for their
Yes.
for water. You have to have your water. Now, one of the things that I have been kind of suggesting to people that they need to get a water filter because
True.
we don't know for sure how pure the water is. Now, it could look good. We may think we don't have any problems with it, but we don't know. So I am now encouraging everyone to get a water filter, a counter water filter. That way you don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
doing a whole lot of tinkering with plumbing and everything. You can get we got one that's with Pro One. And then you have the Berkey there and the
Mm-hmm.
King. Oh goodness, I forget. But the water filters are really important to have because you never know when the water is contaminated. Sydney about to show you. Um, can you see it? Let me see.
Th- That's
You see
that's
it?
what's that? A water filter? What's that?
Yeah,
What's that? A water
yeah. That's
filter?
a water filter. Mm-hmm.
That's a stainless steel can. That's a can.
Yeah, yeah. And see what happens though. What happens? They got the
Or
filters
you have a tap.
inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
a
have it
top.
tapped to
Hmm.
the water. And what's the name of that one? That's
Yeah,
nice.
this one is a Pro One.
A Pro
Pro
One
One. Yes.
water filter
And these,
container. That's what you need. A water filter container.
yeah, they're called a counter water filters.
Okay.
Countertop.
All
I'm
right.
sorry,
Nice.
countertop water
Countertop. I'll
filter.
check it
Yes.
out. So you throw any water
Yes.
inside
Now
there,
they,
let it tap water, and it filter it. Or
yes.
the water. Okay. Beautiful.
Yes. 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 And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you the link to
Definitely.
the
I
five
appreciate it.
best ones, the five best
Nice.
water filters, and they're very reasonable as well. Now the Berkey
Okay.
is one of the more expensive one, but they've been having
Yes.
controversy with that one too. So I'm gonna send you the link for you
Okay.
to do that. Now another thing that everybody needs is the solar power generator. You have got
Mm-hmm.
to with this electricity problems that we have. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, he can't see it, Sydney.
Yeah.
I know, but he ain't
Turn it
sitting there.
around. The camera. Yeah.
Should
Back to
okay, Sydney,
Sydney. Yeah.
bring
That way.
it
Yeah.
closer so you can see it. Not the light,
What?
this.
The
Okay, see,
what is that?
that is
That's a battery.
this is a small solar generator, power generator.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And see, this
That's
is
the
what
Jackery.
this one is a jackery, right?
Okay, yes, I know that one. Gary, yes, on
They get
they
log
seem to
out,
get
but
cut out a little bit.
yeah, that's one of the things that I'm working
The
on
back.
right now, Banky,
Oh, so
as they're
so
speaking.
so
I
yes,
have
and
yeah, so
Huh?
that's solar. So that's solar powered. It's like a solar powered power pack. So the solar
Yeah,
power
what we do, okay,
during the
what you
day,
do,
it it
yeah, what we
it
do is
charges up, and then you could use it in the night.
we have a solar panels. And by the solar
okay,
panels, huh? By the solar panels, we charge it during the day.
Right.
And
okay,
then at night, you put it out there. And at night, then we can use and this is cheaper than getting the whole solar system. Because when you're doing the whole solar system, Sydney's showing you everything. All right, what you showing? He's showing you.
solar panel.
Mm-hmm.
But Sydney, what those fold up like you fold them out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that one is a fold. Yes, you can fold that one.
Okay, cool, nice,
Okay, now let me tell you
convenient. Yes,
what's the wonderful about that. Now we
you're
do
living off the
have a
grid, like you're living off the grid.
solar.
You are ready for
We have
doomsday. You are ready for doomsday. You're living off the grid. Everything you are equipped.
I tell you, gotta be. But and it's
You're
very
ready, man.
reasonable. It's reasonable too. I'm gonna send you the link for the one that I think is the best.
I
And you
love
can
those. I
just
love those. I
decide.
love the way you're heading at. You know what I mean? Self-sustainable, beautiful.
Oh yes, yes, got to be we have to be, because we don't never know what's going to happen.
Yes.
There is
You're
this
planning way ahead.
YouTube channel called St. Vincent. I'm gonna send it to you, and he's talking about what they're saying is that this year we might have more storms and catastrophic storms than we've ever had before. And so if that happens, you want to make sure you have something where you can have your lights, your fan.
Yes.
What else do you use it for? If it's
Fridge. If
big
you need a
enough,
fridge,
you can do your
you can.
refrigerator.
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. Sydney said, "Let me show you."
Sydney that's a bigger one.
Yeah. Show him, Sydney. Oh,
Wow.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that can run the fan. That can run the fan.
Yeah, and look, and that's a big fan. This is a powerful fan. You don't need to have the
Yes.
fan. So, Sydney want to show you
That's
the
cool
light
though.
too. He want to show you.
No, but see, they helping out the guests them who listen the shows too, you know. And, you know what I mean? Wow, nice. Well, if I not get knocked out, I know where to come. I know where to come for survival. Come to sing kids and chill with your guys.
But I'm gonna send that. Wait a minute, Yatsen, do y'all I don't have you on WhatsApp. Why not?
I'm not sure.
You're
I
gonna
send
have
a yes and number.
We could get that
I
fixed.
what
send
I
a yes
need
and
you
number
to
now.
do is listen, give me put your
I
number
was
on Banky's
I will send a yes and
WhatsApp,
number
and then
right now. I will
You'll
send
get
it
that
to
figured
you.
out. You'll get that fixed.
and then because what
I send it.
happened?
I already send it to you, Victoria. I sent you the number already. I sent a
Okay,
yes and
good.
number on your WhatsApp already.
Okay, now
Yes. Go ahead.
I have sent out information about the solar generators. Now, what's so wonderful about this All you need is a generator, you need the panel, and you need one cord, a cord to the panel, and then you can
Yes,
plug in your sockets into the generator. So that's only
I
like
got you.
3 things that you need. Versus when you
Yes.
have a solar system, you have to get the
Mm-hmm.
all. So you gotta
The
it's so
battery and
much you
everything.
have to
Yes,
get.
I'm gonna the batteries and all the different stuff.
The
Yes.
battery, the
Yes.
charge control, it's everything, and it costs
Well,
money.
well, well,
So
Victoria,
this way,
I,
huh?
I definitely have to connect with you because um, a part of what I am doing, um, I am connected to a similar company, a company that is a different brand. It's called Blue Eddy. Blue Eddy, that's
I
their
love
brand.
Blue. Sydney loves that.
Okay, so I am associated with that company right now, along with another solar company called Sunbolt. Now, one of the other things I am pushing, as you talked about water, what company that I'm working with, they have what is considered atmospheric generators, water generators, where it actually extracts the moisture, the water from the moisture in the
I
air.
love that.
So,
Yes,
so
yes.
that, so, so that one, it creates its own water. So you just
I
plug it
like
in,
that. Yeah.
and it has its filtration system, and the end result is alkalinized water. So the water will be
Yes.
more than 7 on the pH scale. So, like I said, these are things that I want to introduce because one of the things, the company that I'm working with, the concept is totally off-grid concept. So we offer tiny homes with that kind of water. So you get water, you get electricity, and you get over here. There's a system that can run your hot water. So you can run the hot water from a system that operates off of propane. So you don't have to use
Okay.
electricity. So the propane is what would
Mm-hmm.
be pouring the hot water through your pipe. And the system is not expensive either. So you can attach it to your kitchen, you can attach it to your shower. So for folks over here in California when it gets cold and so on. So all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole idea is in alignment with this off-grid sustainable living. So you'll be able to have your own food,
Yes.
you'll be able to have your own power, you'll be able to have your own water without having to spend money. So it will be like a one-time investment. After that, the only thing would be like your filters and things like that. Yeah, you may have to change. So
Well, you see,
I
That
Victoria
think
and
it's
sounds
Sydney don't
definitely
know
a
great.
leading
winner.
on. Victoria and
Yeah,
Sydney
Well,
don't
Sydney,
leading
yeah,
on win.
Watson, well, you got it
You all
going
don't lead
on here
in.
now. Look, between now,
You are the
what's
model
going
and you
on here?
model. But you see, this is what I like to hear.
What?
We have something else to talk about that. We can't talk all this on the radio right now. We got to get in a meeting and get things organized, and we'll be able to develop a business and make it work for everybody.
Well, what I'll
Because
do, I'll
look,
yeah,
come
when
down
I
and
but
check
that's
for
tell
you
you,
guys.
We got to do it. People can't do it.
I'll come check for you guys.
what
I'll
I
come down
said.
check for you guys on the farm.
Man, come, man. When you come, it's love you
Yeah, man, I'll
coming
do
through.
that.
Just come. Lot of love. Lot of love.
listen,
Mm,
this is what
yes,
I really like though.
I'll
I'm
check
glad
for you
for
all
that. I'm glad
sometime,
for your
sometime
coming because when you
early
come,
next month.
Okay.
man, I'm glad for your coming, man. God
Well,
bless.
okay, because
Yes,
I'm going to
yes.
You're going to be
America.
wise and
I'm going to America on the 11th and March, and I'll be back on the 16th of April.
When you come back, I'll come check for you guys. When you come back, let me know and I'll come check
Okay,
for you.
okay,
All right.
okay. That'd be
So Sydney,
wonderful. Yes.
after the trip, after Victoria's trip, I'll come check for you guys.
my husband.
What?
When we come back.
When I come
But
back,
hey, you're a businessman.
well, look.
You're a
Yeah, but
businessman, so.
Victoria, I want to talk to the two of you
I said,
all.
now is the time. Now is the time.
Look, when I come
Okay,
back.
Come and you
okay.
ask it.
Okay,
Now is the time.
before Victoria leave, I'll come down. No fab.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
simple
is
as
the
that.
time.
That's it. Yes.
But Watson,
In
you
Yes.
business, that's how we do things.
Watson, you're all
Yes,
the
I
way
got
in
you. Yes.
California now. Are you coming back anytime soon to be able to, show your people what you have?
He'll be here
Well,
soon.
I'm working on that, but what I'm gonna do, like I said, I've shared my contacts with you. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
work things out so that maybe you and maybe some other people on the island could be at least that person on the ground to get things started, so that when I get there, it's already in progress. So
You
like Sydney
the
says,
champion.
we can start the business, so we can get that organized. Because since I have
Okay.
the connection already, I would have to have people on the ground also to link up. So you would
Right.
be my contact down here. So then I know I would have somebody on the ground in St. Kitts that we can make certain things happen. So
Okay.
let's
Because
make it work.
Sydney loves Blue Eddie. Blue Eddie. I mean, I was telling him about Echo Flow. He's like, I want Blue Eddy. I said, but
Yeah,
Sydney, you got the
that's the one that
Echo
we're working
Flow.
with as well. That's the
Oh,
brand that we're working
Echo
with. Yes.
Flow.
So no, Blue Eddie, Blue
Echo.
Echo
Eddie,
Fly
Blue
good
Eddie.
too.
No,
Mm.
Flow
Echo
is
boy,
good,
I
but
love you all.
the one
But
that I have is
Victoria,
the contact that I have is with the Blue Eddie.
Victoria,
Okay.
before
All
you and
right.
Sydney go, 'cause I see you all excited about you all. Okay, Sydney, put up his next power pack
Ready?
again. Blue
Wait a
Eddie,
minute.
you
Yeah,
got
the
Wait,
Blue
Blue
wait,
Eddie
Eddie,
wait
right
yeah,
a
that's
minute
the
there.
Blue
here.
Eddie.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Ready to be
Well, this
ready?
is so funny. I mean,
Oh, please.
you guys
I'm
equipped
the
for the Armageddon, boy. You're doomsday. You guys ready for doomsday. So I would suppose you all have an underground bunker and all.
but Banky,
Look,
Banky,
we working
all
on
of
that
this
Yes,
too.
all of this is a part of self-sustenance and food
Regeneration.
sovereignty,
yes,
because it comes down
exactly.
to that. We have to get
Yes.
into that position. I commend the
Yeah,
government and
man.
St. Kitts and Nevis, because I would have heard in some one of their presentations, especially where energy is concerned, that they're welcoming
The good
homeowners
thing.
to invest in whether it's solar or alternative energy. And if you have surplus,
Yes.
they would allow you to sell it to the grid and stuff like that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to that. And that should also encourage homeowners to think along that line. Um, and that way you'll be able to get yourself off of the grid, and not just get yourself off the grid, but you'll be able to make
Mm-hmm.
some money from selling a little extra power to the grid. So those
Yes.
are things that we have to seriously
But
consider. And we're going to look
but
at the atmospheric water generation, because it's not a new
Yes.
concept, you know. It's not a new concept.
yes.
Because I
It's
remember when
something
I
that is
was in
going to
primary
land.
school, they introduced a couple of those machines back then. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one was at St. Thomas's. No, I wasn't in high school, sorry. I was teaching. When I was teaching at St. Thomas's, I remember when they introduced a couple to the island. One came to St. Thomas's primary school. And I always found that interesting. I was like, why nobody ever really followed up with this? Here is it, you have a
Mm-hmm.
machine that makes its own water. You don't have to put water in it. Remember, moisture is in the
Yes.
air. So it is able
Of
to
course.
use the condensation and take the moisture from out of the air and use it and
Of
create
course.
water. So similar to,
Yes.
um, you have a glass with ice in it, and the water that is made on the outside of the glass,
Mm-hmm.
because it needs the warmer air. Similar concept. And so that water is what is created. So it creates water. So you can get gallons of water per day from this machine by just extracting it out of the air.
Really? I
So
like
you don't,
that. Yes,
you,
so that
Well,
so you don't have
yeah,
to pay
it's
but
for the
yeah.
water.
opposite.
So that's
It's
what I'm talking
opposite.
about.
But it's opposite to the oxygen tank. When you fill in the oxygen tank, you take the air from
Right.
outside, and then water gonna escape the same. But the same can you taking can water is in
Condensation
the air, so you have
concept,
to
yes.
separate the air from the water. So it's the same concept. It's just
Right.
reverse. But Victoria, we're
Right.
having some fun
So,
tonight. But I want you to explain some of the products that you all have that people can reach and can get in contact with you guys. Because we haven't get into that before we all go. But I want you to touch on some of the
Okay,
products you all
okay.
what people can get from you guys and stuff like that. For rubs, for pain, for
Yes, okay.
stimulant, whatever you all
Everything.
have bags.
Okay.
Yes,
You
yes.
you you're on the ball. Okay. Now, our latest invention is our noonie leather. Now, let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
what the NIH said about the noonie. And the dry noonie is actually more powerful than the um noonie drink. Now I don't. Well, Sydney makes a noonie drink that I will drink it, but I don't like that fermented one where you put it out there in the sun.
That's the
I just
powerhouse
don't like
right
it.
there. That's heal everything.
I don't like
No,
it.
I would like to
Okay.
say the
Huh?
problem about that fermented one which outside in the sun, you ain't supposed to
Yes.
be taking great quantities
A
because it's very
teaspoonful,
powerful.
so a teaspoonful or
Yes,
half a teaspoonful is good. Yes, exactly. That's it. Yes.
right, right.
Okay, but listen, according to the National Institute for Health, human intervention studies have indicated that noonie juice may improve joint health, increase physical endurance, increase immune activity, weight management, help maintain bone health in women, help maintain normal blood pressure, and improve gum health. It also helps. It's a wonderful thing. It has all kind of nutrients and everything, but we dry it,
Yes.
and it is so good. I'm telling you, Sydney has
You
noticed
dry
that
you dry
the
you dry it how? Dry what?
we
When it's
dry the
full?
noonie.
When it's full?
We blend. No, what I do is I blend it, and then
Oh.
I that no show them. Okay, this is the one though. This
Look,
this
Banky,
this one that
Uh-huh.
I'm doing right here.
look
I
at it.
That's
I'm
That's
what?
the
doing
noni.
That's what?
Noni.
That's
this is
noonie?
noonie.
Yes,
They
check
look
out
like a
the
clothes,
check
like a
out
pant.
check it out. Check out the
They look
I don't have to. He can see it, Sydney. You're not putting it in the
that's like
way
a
they can
cloth.
see the
It's like a
You can't
leather.
see it.
It- it-
It
it's like a
is. It
leather.
is. Well, actually, they can make shoes and purses and everything from it. But what we
What?
doing, we yeah, with the noonie. Listen, with the noonie
I never
and
seen it
with
like
the
that.
cactus. With the cactus, you can do the same thing. But what I'm gonna do, what I do is this is not the noonie for that we eat. This is gonna be, I'm gonna make that into a powder, and I'm gonna put
Mm-hmm.
those into vegan capsules, so that
Okay.
some people they don't, so that they can have a little
Of course. Yes.
so just have your noonie
Nice.
capsule. But we also do a noonie leather that's really good, and you eat it and you just love it. Huh?
Nice.
What?
So
What?
you add any flavor to it, to the noni, to give it a flavor?
Yeah. We do. We add a natural flavor to it. Um,
Okay.
when you come, you're gonna love it. You're gonna
Yes.
love it. It's such a it's such a big seller. Everybody love in
Wow.
America. They just fell in love with it. I tell you, because it's just so good, and it also helps you with your pain. Sydney
Yes.
had some. This is the one Sydney likes. I don't like this one. What? Let me show you. I don't like this one. Sydney likes this one. I don't.
That's like a soap. That's like a soap. Like a soap cake.
You can't see it. Put it in the camera, Sydney.
Yeah, but that
This is the camera.
it look like it look like a soap, like a brick.
Yeah, that's for him.
And
Uh,
that's noni, and that's noni.
that's Noonie, yes.
Hold that. And the other one.
Why you want him to see that? Sydney
Wait.
likes this one here.
So
I don't
so
like this
Sydney,
one.
so how you make those? God, that's true. I never seen nothing like that yet.
When you come home,
I
you
only know
see,
the
brother.
noni. When I come
Whenever
down,
you
I'll
come
see.
home, you see.
Look,
But you are some
now
magician down there, boy. You are making some. You are some magician down there. You are some magician right
Thank
there.
you, man. Thank you, I love you.
Yeah,
uh,
man. That's nice. That I never seen nothing like that. I only know the
Thank you,
drink.
come on.
That's it.
Thank you, come on. It's your first to learn.
Of course, of
Sydney,
course, of course, of course.
Sydney loves it because it helps. It does help with your pain.
Yes.
And Sydney, we eat the noon. We eat this every day. I don't eat that one. I have another one. That's the one he
Man, you
likes.
guys
I
got
don't
us.
like that one.
There's a next one again. That's
And,
chewing gum, like a chewing gum.
yep.
That
Oh,
was
that's like a
telling
chocolate.
you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a,
Well,
like a chocolate bar.
Like a chocolate
Yep.
bar.
It's
Yeah, like
a
the
noonie
the
bar.
chewing gum that come in the pack.
I don't
The
like
wiggly,
that.
yeah, the wiggly.
That's I look.
I
I
see.
wish that.
That's
Oh, wait a
funny.
minute. Sydney, give me that bag up there. I think I got.
I
I
never seen
think I
anybody
may
eat noni like
have.
that in a different farm. That was crazy right there. But I love the
but
I love the
it
ideas
was
of the
good.
different value added products.
Amen. Take it easy, man. Marvin,
Beautiful,
where you come?
beautiful.
Here for you.
No, this is
Yeah,
the one
man.
I
Wait.
like. No,
It's so
that
much.
ain't nothing.
So how much? So how
This
much
is
products you have from that noni? You have the chocolate, like that's a snack.
look.
Yeah.
Now look. Actually, this is the
Yes,
one that I do. Um, and
it's
all you
lighter.
do is you eat a little piece. You eat a piece
Let me
like
guide
this
you
in the
back in.
morning, and you eat a
Yes.
piece of it at night. And look, anybody who has any problem with constipation or anything, you will never have constipation again in life. This will just
Wow.
move those bowels. It is wonderful. But it's also good for your health, for your pain. As I said,
Go
I
Victoria.
was having some
You you
neuropathy.
you and
Neuropathy.
Sydney need you and Sydney need to have a show at your talk show, whatever it is, to and I mean just give people
Donkey, take
knowledge when
it
it comes
easy.
to health
Donkey, take it
benefits.
easy. You need to come home. Donkey, take it easy. You need to come home.
You got that in the face, Sydney.
When you see the thing, you just know.
Sydney
Yeah,
getting all excited. Look,
you all need your
eating
show,
that
man.
noonie.
You all have too much of knowledge and too much of products. You know what I'm saying? The people can contact
Donkey,
you all the
nothing is
time.
ever too much. You gotta get together and share it and teach the youth that we would all time have more strength.
Look, look.
Definitely love
I
that. I
just
love
told
that. I
you that
love that.
it gives you physical endurance. That's what is happening with
Yes.
Sydney right now, eating that noonie. It's giving him some
So he need
real
to leave the noni
physical.
alone. He have so much energy. That's like a sugar rush. That's like too much
Yeah, man.
energy. He's after noni.
Sydney,
He's
you
after
can't do
noni,
it with
Sydney.
that. That's what
He's after
happened.
noni, man.
But see, you see this package right here.
Well, I have somebody here
This
in
is
the US said they need from Boston, said they need the noni for constipation.
I'm telling you, yeah, but it has much more properties than that. But constipation is a lot of people have problems, especially when you're taking medicine. Medicine
Yes.
seems like it really affects a lot of people and it stops them up, and that just flows. And then some people don't drink enough water, so then they have
So yeah,
problems
someone
with
was asking
constipation.
the same person, someone in Boston was asking about how much the cost of those products, cause they're ready to start buying of Victoria. You always got people excited, ready to start buying up your products.
Hey, don't go and give me my okay, for the noonie, that's 30 EC. And look, you get it much cheaper here than you do in the United States.
Of
For
course.
the same thing that we sell here for hardly nothing, they're buying it for double the same amount of noonie. And they don't have no problem with it either. They just buy it because
So
after they
whatever
try
products
it,
you have for pain.
okay, yeah,
All kind of thing.
okay. Another thing with the noonie, but see, this is the package for the noonie. This is
Nice,
where the noonie,
nice. I
okay,
like that with the
and then
so you can
look,
see inside. It's nice.
and this is what's so wonderful. Even he can see it, Sydney.
Yes, it's
He
nice.
saw that part. All right, now
Real nice.
what's so good is that we get the seeds. The seeds are even as great as the noonie
Okay.
fruit. The seeds are antioxidant, anti-tumor, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergic, anti-viral, antifungal, anti-carcinogenic. It's
Mm-hmm.
just This is some really powerful stuff
Oh,
here. Now,
that's the healer right there.
now look, we still got another thing from the Noonie though, and that is our Noonie cream. Now this is Sydney's baby.
The
Sydney
cream.
does that. I can't see it, Sydney. Look,
What do you want?
leave that alone. Here. Okay. Now look, this is the Noonie
Yes.
cream.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one, I love this. I use it for
Pain.
everything. When I have mosquito bites, anything. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
nice, beautiful, well packaged, well labeled, everything. Love the artwork, everything.
See?
Beautiful.
Okay,
Well done.
you see the new.
Well
Okay,
done.
now
Of
this
course.
one
Well
is
done.
a lot of people love this because they have like backaches or their
Yes.
knee, and even a toothache. If you have a toothache, you can use this.
Oh wow.
Now,
So it's edible same way.
it's just wonderful. And of course, we have our tinctures. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this is what I have learned since I've been doing these. This prickly pear, no, the stinging nettle. Oh,
Yes.
all of them are wonderful though. The touch me not. All right, let's say for men who might have problems with erectile dysfunction,
Oh yeah,
the
yes,
touch me
definitely.
not and the man better man, but they
Mm-hmm.
come back and they say that this thing works for them. It just makes
Nice.
it just works.
Beautiful.
Now,
Yes.
when men who have enlarged prostates, the stinging nettle
Mm-hmm.
is the baby. They
Yes.
just swear by it, right? Then we have women who might have fibroids or the problems with their period, or they want to make babies. Then we have the leaf of life tincture, right? And what else do I have? We got the eye bright. Now the eye bright is not gonna. I'm not gonna do the eye bright in a tincture because this the eye bright that we have. I've also done the study on that. They said that it really helps with cataracts. So if you know people who have cataracts, we have the eye
Yes.
bright, and what you do, you make a tea from that, and then you wash in your eye. You wash your eye, wash both eyes, and then after a while, it will start clearing up the cataracts. And I got I
So,
have
so you
that.
have you brought back anybody who couldn't see?
Well, what happened? This one lady, she was getting the eye bright from us. Then she went to
Mm-hmm.
Canada, and her eye doctor told her whatever she's doing, continue to do it because he sees that the cataracts are receding in her eyes.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful,
And and
beautiful.
then of course we have our tea. Now, this one is the one that has each one of them have something that I have done research with
Mm-hmm.
NIH. This is the one that has the strongman bush. This is the thing that they
Okay.
said that if they have prostate cancer, lung, breast, or pancreatic cancer, that this would help
What's the name
cure
of the tea?
those that have
What's the
cancer.
name of the tea?
This one
Is
is
there a
the
name of the tea?
digestive care.
Okay.
Sydney, you can't see what you put that light
I
glaring
can
in there
see it.
like this.
I can see it. I can see it good. It's perfect like that. Of course, the audience can see it
Okay, okay.
very good.
All right.
Yes.
Now that is that one. And then we have this one is my, well, all of them are my favorite, but this one in particular is my baby. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So Victoria,
Let me get up
are you
there.
taking part in the are your group taking part in the agricultural food fair
You know what?
I know you
I
take
would.
part before.
Somebody from Stacia asked me if I was coming to Nevis
Nevis?
because I
Yes,
went.
'cause a lot of people
Listen,
coming from Station St. Martin.
I went to Nevis. It was at Nevis. It was at Nevis's Agro Expo that I
Expo,
met all
yes.
these people from Stacia, and they are
Yes.
my clients today. And
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm because of that connection, they really opened
Yes.
doors for me. So they were asking me
Nice,
if I was going to
nice.
be here this year, but I told them that I'll be in the United States. I won't be there
Okay.
for that. Now this one is the immune booster. The
Mm-hmm.
immune booster, I love this one. This one has everything in the kitchen sink in it. It has your soursop and your guava. And I told you the NIH said that both the guava and the soursop was good for the cancer, and it
Of
has
course.
um a lot of other
Yes.
benefits as well. I just didn't read them all, right? But this
Of
one I has the
course.
soursop leaves, the guava, the mango,
Oh wow.
the
Oh, you
what
have
else I got?
oh, that's a healer right there for everything. You
Uh,
have pressure
oh
problem.
look, I
You have
also
any
use. Oh
problem they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
solve it.
I also the cinnamon leaf. Oh, the cinnamon leaf is
Oh,
great too,
nice.
and it makes it taste so good. I added the cinnamon leaf to everything because I found
The
out using the
flavor, of
cinnamon
course.
leaf with it, it just gave all of them a nice kind of. It just
Yes.
enhanced it,
And
right?
the aroma is nice. Aroma is nice and
The
therapeutic.
aroma, actually, everything. As I said, so you got your lemongrass. You have the blue vervain.
Oh,
I tell you,
nice.
got
Okay.
everything. This one, and this one is
Oh, that
good
heal
for your
everything.
nervous system. Hmm?
It's a very good combination of teas in one package as a
It's
immune
it's
booster.
it's, and I drink this one
Yes.
all the time. Now, what I do this now for my hypertension, I use this and I crush a ginger, and I put this with the
Mm-hmm.
tea, right? And
Yes.
then the other mega superfood is that prickly pear. Y'all call it the sweet, what you call it? Sweet prickle. That is
Yes.
nothing but the truth. You hear me?
Yes.
I drink that with some garlic, and that just will maintain your pressure. Do you hear? You won't need to
Nice.
have no
Nice.
pills
Nice.
after a while.
You
That
know, the
sweet prickle.
Antiguans use that pickle pear and cook it every Sunday with their saltfish.
Oh yes, we cook it too. With the also the noonie leaf. You get the
Yes.
young noonie leaf. You cut those little babies up. You put them in your pot. Let them start boiling because you got to get them tender. And then you have all
Mm-hmm.
your seasoning, your garlic, your onion, your peppers, and everything. And you put that with it, and then you put whatever else you want to put in it. If your whatever. Some people might
Mm-hmm.
use rice, some other might be fruit,
Oh, for
breadfruit,
eating. I
whatever.
got you. I got you. You cook it
It is delicious. And look, in the
as a
noonie
greens.
leaf, the noonie leaf by itself, it has vitamin
Yes.
A, B, C, D, and E in the leaf by
Mm.
itself. So if
Yes.
anything would happen, like you say you had a drought and you just all your vegetables just dried up because they came in the sun, you're gonna
Of course.
always have your noonie
The
leaf,
noni.
and you're gonna have your
Yes.
sweet prickle, and you will
Yes.
always have your vegetables. You
Of
hear?
course. True.
And then you got
Yes.
the aromatic detox. I love this one. Now you can't drink this one all the time because this one is the one with the neem in it, right? This has your
Mm-hmm.
neem, your sage, your holy basil,
Mm-hmm.
and your lemongrass.
Okay.
This is to clean your blood. This is to detox your body. This will remove your, it's great for viruses. It will stop a virus from attaching to another cell. This is how powerful this is. This is also anti-cancer. All of the herbs have properties in it to prevent or treat cancer, because that's very important to do, right? But this one is so, and then it's I just use it like 1 week out of the month, because right now you got toxic rain, all kind of stuff is out in the pollution in the air. We don't even know about the water for real. So 1 week out of the month, I drink this so I can flush and clean my blood and to remove the free radicals. This is wonderful. Now, because it's neem, it's a little bitter,
Yes,
but after a
of
while,
course.
you forget about the bitterness. You just drink it because you'll tell immediately what it's doing for your body.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yes, and any question for Victoria? There was a lot of different value added product that I mean, Sydney and Victoria be making. I mean, a lot with the noni, different rubs, different leather. Some like chewing gum, some like chocolate, some like chips. I mean, I never seen so much products made from noni. I only know the noni juice. I didn't know you could do it, and then they're gonna do the capsules. I mean, this is amazing. This is real amazing. So it shows that I mean people like Victoria should easily get a grant of $1 million where they can I mean really invest more and more I mean if they're doing such with such little, suppose they had more, what could they
Yes, I
it's
can.
amazing they could have gone
But
real
you know what?
commercial with
It's so
with a lot of these
sad.
products.
It's so sad though. Um, the people here, put this over there. Put it over there. I don't know. Even though I've told Samuel about our products, I've invited him to the farm so that he could see the products himself and experience
Yes.
it. I even gave one up to Dr. Drew when at some exhibit I was with and I was at,
Mhm.
and I told him here, at least try it. They
Yes.
don't have no interest in this. This is not of
Yeah, but
interest to them.
this have to be injured because this is for our own survival. You see what I mean? Agriculture is for each and every human listening to our voice on the planet. If you don't have God, this is for our medicine, our food, and our food is our medicine. And you can use it in different ways as you have it for eating, as the rub, for aches, for everything. So they may not see it now, but I mean, sometimes it'll be too late. Sometimes some people learn when they're dead, at a transition, if you call it. So, but
Well,
who
look,
will
let me
hear
show
will
the other
will hear
ones,
it?
the little ones. We now another thing though, what we decided. Let me show the little ones that I just did in there. Now those three those were strictly medicinal. Then we have
Yes.
now we're coming out of just like okay. Now we're doing the single package. These are for,
Uh-huh.
all right, this is your black sage. This is actually called Latana Camara, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like this one at first, but Sydney was telling me this is what you all are used to having when he was young, this black sage, right? So they used to give it to the children if they had a cold or anything like that. But I just found out that this thing is very powerful. It's very good for mucus. It's
Mm-hmm.
anti-diabetic. Also, it's anti-cancer. This it's just a very powerful herb. And so I
Yes.
decided that what we're going to do is start doing some packages where we're going to just have some of the single herbs, right? Just
Of
like
course,
this one is the
beautiful.
peppermint. This is for
Okay,
your little,
nice.
this is your peppermint. And then we have
So
the
those packaged there,
lemongrass.
what you'll do? So those packaged there, you know, you check out some of the peppermint to make the tea, some of the leaves
Uh-huh.
in the water. I it's
Yes.
not in okay, that's it. Just some of the leaves to make the tea.
Yeah, because what I found out is when you put those things in the tea bags,
Yes,
sometimes you don't even know what kind of tea, what you got inside of those tea bags.
I got
They
you.
have, really, you don't know.
You gotta see what you're dealing with.
That's why we try to make sure we have a window so you can see
Yes,
exactly what type of herbs that we are using, because we
yes,
want to make sure that we are talking about health. So how are
yes.
we going to tell you that we want you to take care of your health, but then you don't even really know what it is that you're getting because it's hidden in a package. And then
Of
most
course.
people, after they dip their tea in their little tea bags and everything, they throw it in the compost or they throw it away. They don't know how it
Yes,
looks on the inside. Now I've seen
true.
where from India, I saw this video where they use in China and in India, they use a lot of chemicals. In fact, some of their workers die because they're using so much chemicals, right? But and some of the packages, there was actually in the tea bags, there were actually worms in there.
Oh wow.
Um
I have a question. I have a
and
question for you in Sydney from someone in
mhm.
Boston wondering if you all do gift basket with different variety stuff mixed up in the gift basket and stuff like that. Like the different teas along with the rubs and the tinctures. Like if someone want a gift
Yes,
basket,
well,
do you just
now look, I Miguel last year said that they were going to start getting little boxes, right? So I thought that, I really believed him that we were going to, because I wanted to get these little boxes so we could have little gift packages. And by them bringing it in, it would have been cheaper
yes,
for us than us trying to bring it in
of
on
course.
ourselves. But that never materialized. So now I know that I have to go out and get my own little boxes so I can do
Well,
these little
I'll follow
gift
up.
packages.
I'll follow up on that with him. I mean, those boxes and whatever he was promised, guy, he's gonna help benefit other agro processors. So I mean,
Yes.
different people, everybody will benefit. So I'll follow up on that, and I'll try to get him on the show sometime early between next week and the first week in March also, and have a
Oh,
conversation on
that
what's
would be
going on with
wonderful.
agriculture.
Because I would love to
Yes.
get those boxes. I'm not leaving until the 12th. That would be
Yes,
wonderful.
but Victoria, Sydney, I mean, we've been here talking. Otherwise, we're not gonna get off this this show tonight. So I really appreciate you guys coming out. I mean, having beautiful conversation. But I definitely come look for you guys before you take your trip. So let me know and let the audience know any before you all go. You have any question? I mean, Victoria been going a lot and saying a lot. So I'll just before you go, Victoria, let Yason say what is on his mind and any question for you guys, and then you guys can give you all wrap up and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yason?
I know I've been talking
Well,
a lot.
No,
I
I
don't
want you to talk.
necessarily
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk. That's the whole point.
have, I
When you
don't
talk, I
necessarily have
learn.
any question. I don't necessarily
Yes.
have any question. I just really want to continue supporting Victoria and Sydney and hope that they could really get the support that is necessary. You know, I would have known about Victoria and the products, and I've always, from day one, Banky, that is something that I've been pushing. From I was teaching,
Yeah,
I would
man.
have seen the value. I would have seen the value of taking agriculture as a business and adding value, and the value of focusing on that value added industry. I don't think that that is given enough attention. So
No,
I am
it
with Victoria and Sydney and the other, processors. I have seen their struggle over the years. I've worked with them because whatever little event they get a chance to be a part of. I remember before I left St. Kitts, I would be the transport person for people like Victoria and
yeah,
Anastasia and a lot of these other people when they have these events, I would pick them up and take them to these events and so on because I don't know if you see part of it, Banky, as we were talking about earlier, in terms of that mindset, where sometimes people don't see that connection. And so even though it's
Yes.
value added product, um, people more see it as like a market event versus a go event. And so
Yes.
I don't think it is recognized that if you really empower this sector, the spin-off that it is for the average raw produce farmer. Because as we're saying, if their industries grow, if they help to create market spaces for Sydney and the others, so that now their products could be
Of course.
selling in America and so on. Now, when her production increases, it means now that she's going to need more ingredients because if you have an increase in
right,
production, the demand is going to go. So now somebody now might need to grow a whole heap of lemongrass to make that tea. Somebody might need to be going stage. So then you'll find, as I'm saying, new industries will be created in the farming industry because crops that were not considered, or plants that were not necessarily considered as a cash crop, would now become a cash crop
Right.
because a man could now
that's
have an
right.
aloe
Exactly.
farm. And now a man could
Of
just go
course.
Exactly.
aloe, knowing that people like Winiel and, would need aloe for their products and so on. So
Tourism.
this kind of
Tourism.
mindset, I think it is very, very
Yes.
important that we continue to push shows like these and give people like Victoria and the others opportunities to do this as well, so that the public can also start to think like this as well, because this is part of what we are seeking to do, to shift that mindset, so that people could see that agriculture is not just working the land, but see how all of these other areas are connected and how other young
Exactly.
people could get involved in the industry without even having to dirty up their hands, because somebody can
Yes.
No,
take
but
one
I
of the
want they
many
have to
products,
go to the hand.
because even watch, you have many products, right?
Hmm.
You could get a couple of students that focus on even just one of those products, and
Yep,
they
Yes.
take that and they do that, and it doesn't mean nothing to you because you can't make enough to still supply the demand that is out there for these things. So I keep telling people
right,
there's not much competition in farming. But if you go into metals, even if you got all the acreage and Nevis and Sinkies to grow, you still that only be a drop in the bucket for the world market
Yes.
demand for tomato.
right. That's
True.
So,
right.
so it doesn't matter who else going tomato with
Definitely.
you and who else going. Those are petty things. We need to learn to
Yes.
start to find ways to collaborate, find ways to add
I
Yes.
value
agree.
to whatever it is that we're
Yes.
doing, and empower our people to move forward. So I give thanks,
Definitely.
Victoria, and I'm glad that you get the opportunity to showcase your products. You have been going through this for a number of years. As I said, I know that you've been doing this for a number of years. And I feel the struggle, I feel the pain, I hear you sometimes when you have to rant on Facebook and so on when you go through the struggle. Um, but it's for a reason. It's for a cause.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It is
Of course.
important that we do these things. And that is why for us also, we challenge whoever in authority and we speak out as well, knowing that we will get
Yes.
backlash as well. And because of the pettiness
Yep,
of our people, sometimes they take it personal. But for
Of
us,
yep,
it's a
course.
reality. We know that at the end of the day, if we don't get solutions, and as Sydney said, let's do it now. If we don't start to act now, we know what the problem is for the future. And no politician, whoever there right now and maybe replaced or whatever, if we don't deal with it, the problem will still be there. And our children will suffer, and our great grandchildren, our great great grandchildren will not have a
yep.
The
legacy.
problem is
So we
that
have
the
to do it.
APG is very not more. Yep.
Yes, we have to do it.
Yes.
Um, Banky, Carlisle Paris was saying put the contact info in the chat for marketing purposes of the folks. I guess maybe
Yeah.
putting in maybe Victoria's number,
Yeah, well,
if possible,
Victor, give
so
put your
that
number again and yes, put in a number.
yeah,
Okay, it's
say the number, Victoria, and I'll put it in.
664-1175.
664
1175.
Yes.
1175.
Okay.
Okay, Victoria, your last words, your Sydney last words before we go.
Okay. Well, once again, we want to thank you for having us. It was a pleasure. I hope that people have learned that we have what we need in order to stay healthy, but it
Beautiful.
will take an effort on our part to do so. And if we value our lives, I think that it will be worthwhile for us to put this effort in to staying healthy. We have what we need here. All we have to do now is reach out to us or to others that you may know, and we are here for you. If you want to get in touch with us, we're here for you. That's a WhatsApp number right there, so we can be uh, contacted anytime. And we are definitely here for you, and we appreciate you, and we hope that you get in touch with us. And we thank you, Banky and Yatsen, for having us.
You're welcome.
Uh,
And
more
guys,
than
you
welcome.
guys keep up the good work. Always a pleasure interacting with you in Sydney. Always good spirit, good laugh, and lots to learn. Every time I speak to you guys, it's some new product I'm learning from. I mean, you're a real inspiration, and hopefully they'll put up a full body-sized monument of you in Sydney somewhere over by the National Park, National Heroes, because it's about time people like you. I mean, unseen heroes, and that's the reality. You all are healing people within the community and around the world. So I mean, these are real life situations we're talking about, and this is where we're heading at. Growing your food, making value-added products, and this is what we're talking about over the years. I mean, Victoria, I've met you over a decade ago. I mean, and you're still the same
Yes.
person, looking the same, and it's all because of the industry you're in. Smiling, healing people, and you'll always be remembered, and people will always be grateful for what the work you and Sydney were doing, and I realize Sydney have the passion and you of passing on information and knowledge, and that's a beautiful thing when you love to share knowledge. So definitely, I'll come see you guys within the week of the first week in March. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that
All
sounds
right. So
wonderful.
Um,
And you
yes.
all
Banky,
So
enjoy the
as,
rest of your night. It was wonderful.
y-
It was wonderful being here. Thank you.
likewise,
yeah, and as
Yason,
we
close up.
close up, as we close up, as we close up, I want to
Yes.
close out the way we started, because part of what we said on this program, we were going to be talking about, the 20 by 25 agenda. We're going to be talking to you and Sydney and the product, and we're also focusing on Alkebulan History Month. And so, in sealing up,
Yes.
I want to also encourage our people to collaborate with each other. We need to get out that
Yes,
crab
sir.
in a barrel mentality. That's one of the things that's keeping us back as a people in terms of moving forward. So let us support each other. Let us support each other's businesses, small, large. Support your local farmers, support your local producers. Sometimes it's simple things. You might not have the money, but like in social media world right now, like I tell people, even just to share a link, because your friend is not
Yes.
my friend, and whoever my friends might be, when I share your link in that space, it opens it up to another set of people, and that person might be interested. I might not be, I cannot afford at that time, but that other
Yes.
person who sees it for the first time might be able to say, "Oh, I didn't even know that this existed." And so, even just to share, that's why I would
Yes,
always, when I
sir.
share links to my friends and so on, when I'm selling my products the same way, I say, even if you don't want to buy it, at least just share it with your
Of
friends.
course.
So even that we can do in an effort to help each other to get the word out that
Definitely.
we are doing business. And as Marcus, that
Yes.
was Marcus Garvey philosophy, that we learn to work with each other. We need to do that a bit more. Support each other
Yes,
and
we
help
do.
each other. Anyway, give
Yes.
thanks, people. It was a pleasure
Yes.
having you all over to stick and stay with us. We went a little bit over time, but hey, we
We'll
can't
make it
have
up
too
for
much
you.
time for
We'll
everything
make it up.
agriculture.
And Victoria can
So,
always go back and find the show and share it with your friends. Them you're always there on YouTube
Okay.
and Facebook.
Forward on.
All
Thank
right.
you much.
All right.
Okay, will do.
And so see you
Thank you.
guys. See you guys in the first week of March. I'll come down and check for you guys on the
Yes,
weekend.
sir.
All right. So
Yes, sir.
And
One
thanks.
love.
Yasin, I'll be in
One
touch
Yes,
love.
with
I
you.
one love.
Banky's gonna give me your number so I can put you
I
on
already
my
sent it
WhatsApp.
already to you. Already sent it to your
Okay,
WhatsApp,
great.
Victoria. So guys,
Okay, all
thanks
right.
for
Thank you
viewing,
so much.
thanks for listening, all who tune in on Real Entertainment Network. And this Friday evening, you could be doing anything. Greatly appreciate you guys sticking with Victoria and Sydney and with Yasin and myself and the crew. Greatly appreciated. Ira, time to go.
Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show. And tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. It's everything agriculture.